I I have clicked the live button, so we're a novice at the live part of this. Jake and I don't do this very often. Um, so hopefully we are up and running. Let's see. I feel like there's always whenever someone goes live or does a live stream, there's always like the first like 3 to 5 minutes of them just trying to get their bearings, and that's with
Wait, you
people
saying the
that
audio's not
actually
working?
do it. So
Exactly.
it'll take us a little bit longer. Um, let's see. Trying to figure out how to pull up this. Oh, there's the public chat. All right, so I do know. So we'll go ahead and I guess we can start with a little bit of fun stuff because I did put out that we are going to be sharing the last two spoilers for nationals, and you know why wait, right?
Hmm.
Let's do it right. So I know what they are, so I'm going to in my own window here. No one's going to see it, but I'm going to go and scroll and look at these guesses that people put. I do know that both cards were guessed. Um,
Oh.
but I don't believe we saw anyone get both guesses. So at that point, it would default going back to whoever was the first one. Nice face, Tim.
Yeah, I
Um,
love the Boo Ooh
let's
face.
see.
Who's gonna get this? The $100 gift cards at
So
stake, right?
I will tell you that I don't see. I'm going to go through it again. I don't see someone that has both of them unless I'm missing it.
Ooh.
Fantastic hint too, Gabe. That was great. I don't even know if anybody caught that. Um,
What's at stake here, John? Who?
this is well, yeah. I mean, I guess yeah. I said it in Discord, but I didn't necessarily say it here yet. So we are giving away throughout the course of this stream. We are going to be giving away 4 gift cards, and those are going to be $100 gift cards, kind of
That's
bearing
insane.
the triple digit sake of this whole podcast thing. And these came by way of generous contributions from some people that help support the podcast, um, and also from Andy at Your Turn Games. In
Did
addition to
did, e-
that,
did Elon contribute any of it?
Elon did not.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man! $1 trillion you can't contribute to the
I know,
prize pool.
right?
Oh, come
Isn't he out
on!
in your neck of the woods now? You gotta go wrangle him down.
I drive past his giant Tesla factory every once in a while. I do, I do.
Okay, so this is going to be for the first of those gift cards we're going to be giving away. So I can see, I know who my winner is if we don't get someone that has both of them. I'm still coursing through. I did like the guess for virgin birth. I think I set someone up for that because of the fact I used it in my riddle. And we'll talk about my riddle in a minute because I thought it was flawless, but people didn't like it. Or it took too long. It was confusing. I don't know. Um, I did like that Gabe said this year's winner gets to pick their cards and we printed on the spot. And I commented Happy Hendrix instead of Sad Hendrix. So we do not have anyone that has both of them, but both were guessed independently. But by default, it'll go to the first one. So I have I have the cards, and I'm trying to think of what the best way to share this because I did not, guys. I guess that's another thing too. I should tell you that I don't have an outline for this episode, so we're rocking off of straight vibes.
Let's
I've been
go.
working on a cool tool to create outlines, and it's fantastic. It's great, but I had so much fun building it and tweaking it that I didn't leave enough time to actually build an outline for this episode. So
This tool is amazing. It's gonna be fantastic.
yeah, so um, trying to think of what the best way here is. I can share my screen. Let's see if I can
Oh,
share.
we got chat going off. Ooh, I love it.
Let me see. So obviously we'll do a third place first because that kind of makes sense. It's kind of weird that we spoiled second place and didn't do third place first, but we're novices at this. We have not mastered the craft like early at some of these
Exactly.
other elders and things, but here we go. Third place, we'll share that. Um,
Oh, baby, that's
so
awesome.
mirroring last year, where you had the one for Egyptians. This is Warrior Overtaken from the Israel's Deliverance starter deck. And so this is going to be the third place promo. So this was one of the most recent guesses that someone put out. It took a little while to get that. And that Gabe comment that I mentioned was, or that hint was great, was he said, "Whoa, W-O, Warrior Overtaken." Um, for those of you that didn't catch that. So that was there. But the one that got guessed first, and so that's going to make our winner. They'll probably know exactly who they are. Let's see. I want to not share that now, and let's share. I gotta open it here. Let's see. And
While
this
you're
is
looking, just
the
yeah.
whole notion of
Oh,
back to
wow.
their roots or back to their pattern of a soul in second place
Nice.
potentially. Usually it's something with demons in third place. It feels like. And here you have Son of God. So this is going to give us
Let's
another Son of
go.
God.
Hey,
That is
yo.
nativity, and I
Yes.
think we want more of that. Especially, hey, we've got two
Mm-hmm.
big time nativity players here that met at the final round of nationals a couple years back with it. Here's you another Son of God for that. Um,
Currently, Tim, the only son of gods we were playing, you're playing strictly the best is Daniel or Nativity, right?
Uh-huh. So this
All
is
right, cool.
another
Yeah,
great printing
yeah,
of
yeah.
Son of
It's
God here.
beautiful.
and I love
Wow.
this artwork too.
It's
This is
beautiful.
fantastic.
Paolo with that amazing art.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The only thing I was kind of a little when we saw this come through because we had no idea what they were or anything until we saw the images when they were shared. Chris gave them to Brian, and Brian passed them on to Jaden and myself in our chat for Nats as we've been working on things for hosting and whatnot. When it came through, I was like, man, they could have went textless on it again since it's back in the first place slot.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
textless nativity. I guess they would have had to work on a place for the identifier, but I really like this artwork. And so, with that, our first giveaway for the $100 gift card. If you've already scrolled back up and found it, I believe, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong before we close this thing out so I don't give it to the wrong person. But I believe it is Jeremy Chambers. I am bread. He first guessed Son of God along with Messenger of Satan, which I would have been really hyped about Messenger of Satan being
That would be
one of
sick.
them. Um, so, yep, congrats to him. And that's a good way to start, especially if he's logged in, he's listening, and within the first 10 minutes you've won. So those are the promos, and then the second place was Forsaken Lost Soul, negate opponent's banned abilities, and then the participation is the roof.
Very nice.
So that is what we have there. Um, so we have here, obviously, Jake. We have Tim. We also have John Early. There's also been invites sent out to several others that might pop in and out. We're just kind of, again, I already told you we have no outline because I didn't leave myself enough time to build it. Having fun building the new tool to help me make things easier. Um, but I think we can work our way through it pretty well. Um, but I did invite Andy. He was busy. I invited Brad. He ended up being busy. At a certain point, John Early told me, "You just kind of got to give him a D day, and this is when we're going to have it, and who can make it can make it." And I took that to heart. I was like, "I'm going to do that." In fact, my wife is gone right now. Um, I've got a nephew playing in the state baseball tournament, youth baseball tournament for 5 and 6. They made it all the way to the championship game, which is happening right now. We went yesterday, but I blew them off. I was like, I can't miss. I can't miss. I've already scheduled it. I've got to do it. So we're here. I held up my end of it. Maybe no outline, so it'll be a little scattered. So you guys can just whatever. We're just glad it's gonna be here. But after a little bit of that early bit, Phil, we can rein it in and kind of go to more of kind of our natural thing here, which is checking in on what's been happening with John and Jake a little bit since it's been a while since we recorded. We got to stop having these long recording breaks, but that's what's happening. Um,
That's been busy, that's for sure.
yeah. So Jake, you wanna holler at the people and tell them what's up with you?
What's been going on? Life's been busy. Been watching my Spurs. We've had a bad final series so far, but honestly, like this whole
I was
year has been
wondering
a
how long it
huge.
would take you to go Spurs.
I'll
I
go
figured
straight
it'd
into
be
it because
immediate.
I want to get the bad out of the way so far. Like at the beginning, like it's been rough. It's been a rough series. But at the same time, they've shown a lot of potential for the future, and no one expected them to get this far. So the fact that they're here, this is gravy. They're getting good experience. So I'm excited about that. The city's been awesome. Like every week in Sunday school has been something that I can tie into the lesson. Like, hey, you see how Wimpy's pursuing this greatness? You pursue God with even more. It is so important. But humans, we look up to people who have ambition in the right way, and obviously, ambition for sports is something, but ambition for godliness, ambition for the lost, ambition for those things is so much more important. And as much as he wants to win the finals, we should want to serve our God. So I love that we can tie it in. I mean, Paul constantly talks about running, fighting, all these types of things, boxing, all these things you can do as analogies that fit into our pursuit of Christ. So I like that. So Spurs are not doing great right now. I know they can turn it around, but I don't think they will, just based on their experience level. Like I'm hoping, but I'm not holding my breath. Is what where I'm at. So I love them, and they did a great job this year. Otherwise, in life, we had uh, a baby nephew born recently, so we had to go help out with him. It's been great, and then I have my mother-in-law coming into town. She came into town this week, so just a lot of cool things going on. God is good. I'm a little tired, but I've just been blessed, and yeah, just life's been busy. We did a garage sale last weekend, so just lots of things going on at the Antonette's household.
A lot
I've
of
been
money,
in
a lot of money
LGP.
made on that, so that you can come to
We made a
nationals,
few,
right?
few, a few, few $100, so that was good. Yeah, so we got rid of some stuff, and I sold some extra chainsaws, and like I had a friend leave, and he gave me a bunch of his tools, so I sold off some of his tools and stuff. So, really cool. Like, but yeah, work's been going good. I'm tired right now, but overall, it's been a really good month or so. And yeah, just hanging in there, enjoying life. We'll watch the Spurs game tonight after this, and no matter how it goes, thank God that I get to enjoy it. So
Yep, yep,
that's how it is here.
yep. Um, and just so you know, I know that John's been in and out. He is currently camping. He decided, or maybe he was encouraged to go camping after we had these plans. So he might be in and out with some reception issues or whatnot. But and we might have other people that I invited potentially coming through, and and in waves or whatever, or at different times. Sent out a bunch of invites, so um, we're just kind of vibing through it. So we do have Tim here, and obviously Tim has this background behind him, which is for the new
Let's
Redemption
go.
CCG app play feature that has, it was our last episode actually. I know you
Mhm.
didn't make it for the recording for that, Jake. Because I mean, again, that was another one where we struggled to try to find common time
Hmm.
between three different schedules, um, but we named that the Lackey Killer, and I believe that we are well on the way to Redemption CCG at replacing Lackey. So, is there any updates there? Any fun things that you want to talk about, or kind of maybe the reception that you've gotten with that?
Oh, it's
Tim?
been a really smooth rollout so far. Only had a couple of game breaking issues. I think John, you actually ran into like the only problem that's ever happened in the app.
Twice,
So
back to
That's
thanks
back
for
awesome.
days.
thanks for taking the brunt of that. But yeah, it's been going well. I've been adding little fun features to make the games go faster. For example, people are suggesting, like, oh, what if we did shortcuts for doing certain things? So early on, shortcuts for harvest time was suggested, and we just been adding more and more shortcuts. And my most recent shortcut has been for Gates of Hell. So for your Gates of Hell fans, there's now a shortcut to discard the bottom card of your deck. But
Yeah.
yeah, as far as any other updates there, it's going well. We added spectator mode. You can now spectate your friends playing. And we also added collection
Whoa,
tracking.
spectator mode? That's
Yes.
awesome.
So now you can keep track of your collection in the app too.
Rendering Chris Fashman's spreadsheet almost useless.
Hey now. No, my stuff's gonna have stuff on it that Tim won't want to deal with.
Well,
So.
well, I when he said collection came out, and maybe I'll put you on the spot here, and it's live, so there's no taking it back. Um, but is there going to be a way for people that have used Chris's spreadsheet and built their collection in that? Is there going to potentially be a way to
Yeah.
import that?
So there is a way to import a CSV file. It only needs like a couple of different columns. So as long as you structure the CSV file in a way where you have the columns that are required, I think it's like quantity, name, and like, and the name should overlap with Chris's spreadsheet.
That's
So
cool.
I haven't like tested that yet, but in theory, there's a way for people to, if they're using Chris's spreadsheet to track their collection today, to take a version of that spreadsheet and upload it to the app.
That's really cool.
Okay, well, I think that'll help kind of streamline and get people into like kind of like a jumping off point so that they don't feel like they're having to potentially start over. Because I felt like that would be one of the hurdles for people that have big collections that have been dedicated to using that spreadsheet to track it. Now, I do have a copy saved what I had at the intention whenever Chris rolled that out forever ago. And I've told myself at some point I'm going to put that in there, but I haven't started, so I'm good with starting either way, or just continuing what I'm doing, kicking the can down the road, and not knowing how many of each card I have. That's always fun too, because you end up getting to buy the card that you already have because you can't find it. I love that. I
It's
feel
the
like that's
best.
I feel like that's one of those
Real-time
things that people with
games.
large collections are going to deal with. No
Where do you
matter
buy
what.
that at?
Because even if it tells me I have one, I feel like if I can't find it, I'm still going to end up having to break down and buy another one. So, at least my collection's better than John Early's. You know how his sorting system is. But so obviously Chris has joined us here. Welcome to episode 100, Chris.
Howdy, Chris.
You just finished up hosting your regional tournament, which unfortunately this makes 2 years in a row that I have missed that tournament after being a stalwart there. Kind of feels bad. But how did the tournament go?
I mean, obviously, low numbers compared to what we used to have and want, but at the same time, I'm in a weird spot where we do it at my house, so it's not like I can host a whole bunch of people. So I don't mind it being a little bit smaller right now, but the tournament as a whole is obviously we always are, have a good time and you know, I don't know, just enjoy playing cards.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
I do like kind of. I mean, I get what you're saying about the hosting spot, and obviously we all want to have nice places and resources to host and be able to accommodate growing sizes in our play groups and tournaments that we host. I, for one, am very thankful that I have a decent spot at the church here to host when we do that. And if I didn't have that, then there would potentially, be kind of more hurdles to jump through to try to find out a way to do that. But I do like your setup. You have your basement. It's kind of like a cool little. It's more
It's awesome.
personal and intimate or whatever when we're
Yeah.
hanging out. But yeah, you add about 2 or 3 more bodies, and I definitely get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean when we have our whole play group here and we've got 8 people down here in this basement, like it's tight. So, if somebody ever wants to bless me with a large sum where I can convert that of money where I can convert that garage to something, then like let's go. I can probably host about 30 people
All right,
in
Chad.
here, but
Chat, you know the need. You know the need.
I'm just telling you. You get Elon converted. You bring him into redemption. We get
Hold
the
on, Tyler. I'll
redemption
get you
pro
the
tour.
link.
hey, Roy's already said he's trying to get Elon so we can play on the moon or something. So.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we should have Tyler here shortly. I'm sorry, Tyler. I had sent it to you earlier, but we had conversations, so it probably.
Oh
got
no,
buried.
Tyler's jumping in. I'm leaving.
Let's
it probably
go.
got buried in our DM.
You're going on hiatus, Chris? Is that what you're
Yeah.
doing?
Right now,
And
starting now.
then I
Jeremy in
don't
the
know
chat.
when, but John said he's going to try one more time, but his internet may just not hold up since he's out camping. That's kind of the difficult part of trying to blend a bunch of different schedules, but I thought it would be more fun to try to do it this way. But so we might not have a John, but obviously we'll still give him credit for being on the episode, so he can still
Yeah.
keep his count high for trying to be the most frequent guest. There's a
Tyler, what's
hiatus.
up? Howdy.
No, get out of here.
What's up?
Yeah.
So, um,
I think you're muted.
that's
Or
the
it's not
status we
working.
have here. Welcome
this.
into episode 100, Tyler.
This guy's supposedly a YouTuber and can't even figure it out.
Yeah.
Can't even do anything. Come on, man.
It's called Tyler Talks, and he's gonna have to do sign language.
What are you doing, bro?
It says he talks. It doesn't say he's recorded.
I like how I had a deaf aunt growing up, so I know a little bit of sign language, but his attempt at sign language was just, what is this? They don't know what you're saying. They're like, what did he say?
Did you just curse at me?
Right?
All right. Well, I guess Tyler will check in whenever. But yeah, so I did mention that we were coming back, or we went to the state youth baseball tournament for my nephew and watched as they continue trying to push towards the championship game. I don't know, Tyler. Your video is perfectly fine. It always says uploading because it uploads as you go through, because it's constantly updating as it happens to the cloud for the backup data. It's just your mic for whatever reason is not coming.
Yeah, it's your mic because we're seeing the mute going on and off, but your words aren't coming through.
You're not breaking up at all on the video part. Scan for new audio device for new input.
Mm-hmm.
Check your OBS settings.
Or just be unprofessional like me and don't even have any of that.
Dude, I told you, we're
don't
just
have headphones. Like,
we're ripping this off of straight vibes. I just no outline.
Straight vibes, bro.
But anyway, coming back from that state tournament or whatever, we took the back way and we came up through Highway 82. Here, if you're anywhere from around here, you might not know, but it's a highway that stretches between Mississippi and our area of Alabama. And we came up through there, and through that, you pass by where the small area that I grew up in. And my wife, she's been cleaning the house for somebody, and she's like, well, she just wanted to show me the house or whatever to see if it was one that I recognized or knew about. When I lived down that way, so we went and rode by there, and we were already close. So
good.
Good. You're allowed, baby.
Let's go.
So you're good. But through that, there's also the graveyard where a lot of my family is buried. I've never really been there with my wife.
How long was I gone? What topic are we on?
So while we were there, or while we were in that area, we swung by and did that. And I had this whole cool thing that I was going to open up and say that I went and showed her where my grandfather was buried. And I did. And he died in 2001. And I've only probably been there. I'm not a super sentimental gravesite type of person, I guess. I've only been there maybe a handful of times. But I remember standing there, and I told my wife, and she was like, "That's so corny. You can't do it." I was like, "I'm just gonna tell them I came by here, and I just, I talked to my grandfather, and I was just like, man, tomorrow it's happening. Did you ever think that your grandson, your youngest grandson, would have a podcast that hits triple digits?" And she was like, "You can't use that." And I told her that I would do it in a more explaining way, so it would, in case it fell flat, it wouldn't be so bad. But that's how I really intended to open the episode, and then again, no outline. It was just going to be straight ripping it. Whatever happens, happens. So there's a reason we don't do these live, and a reason that we stick with outlines most of the time. But so Tyler, you joined now. Everybody's had their chance to say a little bit. So you wanna have your spiel to welcome yourself into?
I'm gonna try to
Probably
talk.
your 26th episode.
Probably, yeah. We'll have my own special, I guess. How loud is this? Because I can hear myself.
Pretty
It's
loud.
pretty
It's
loud.
pretty
I was
loud.
trying to figure out how to turn yours down on my end, and
You just got to come in here and like.
Yeah.
he's like, I'm
Make
hearing
it,
myself.
Your problem.
Well, turn the volume down on your.
That's what I
earpieces
did. Is this
first.
any better?
Can hear you.
It's a little
typing,
better.
bro.
Dude, I'm
You
about
could
to
go
give y'all
lower.
ASMR on this.
Oh, that's pretty good.
You start typing again. You were doing it already.
That's
Chat. Somebody
what
got
I'm gonna
clown
do.
Tyler. My ears. Oh,
Dude,
Jeremy.
noise suppression.
redemption
Let me
ASMR.
see.
Oh yeah.
There should be a way I can. Okay.
Anything? Check.
Exactly. Flicking through cards. And we having Ruth Van Naomi.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm opening up packs.
No, I
Like,
don't know where my mic
Sneaky.
is. So.
you're approaching clipping when you're full on talking here.
Dude, that's crazy. I am whispering in my mic. Move this out. That's wild. I'm the worst.
I'm glad that
You are the one.
I feel bad because we don't live stream enough, and I'm coming into this, even though I've been hyped about it. I feel like I'm super unprepared, and people are probably watching just a scramble of a poor man falling apart in shambles at the beginning, trying to navigate his way through till 8:30, right? And you're the guy that actually YouTubes and makes videos, and I get you
Professional.
don't do live streaming, but you're the one coming in with the technical difficulties. So I feel
All
like you're a
the
buffer
issues.
for me. You're my Mississippi. I'm Alabama, but you're my Mississippi. There's always one worse, baby.
What to say?
There is.
All you got to do to make yourself feel better is bring a couple of us on here and act like fools, and you'll be fine.
Why do you think you're here?
I know why I'm here.
That's why I'm not here
gonna
every
tell, like,
episode.
oh, I gotta go. My
Well-
wife's calling about dinner. You know, like
Well, Tyler's trying to figure all that out. I guess we mentioned the gift card that we gave away earlier, and that we got some other gift cards to give away. We're also going to give away a full set of the commemorative 12. It was 12 different cards featuring different things about the podcast, people that've been on the podcast, people that help with the podcast, things like that. Andy has those now at Your Turn Games, and he has started distributing those with orders. I believe early rollout is just if you spend $100, he's throwing one in. That might adjust and might change later on, whatnot. I don't know how frequently he has sent those out since he's been doing that, but we're going to give away a full set of those. This is the only way through giveaways to get a full set in one go, because Andy's just randomly putting them in as he distributes them. And then we're going to give away a Paragon deck, which is something I thought about kind of last minute
Let's go.
to promote the side event at Nationals, and also maybe encourage a few more people to sign up. So we've got that going on. But we are sponsored by Your Turn Games overall. So the content that we, seldomly bring you these days, or, quite infrequently bring you, is sponsored by Andy. And I would like to say that I didn't even tell Jake this, but we came up on the date to renew some of the hosting stuff. And that's kind of the timing for, either, making a change with sponsorship or renewing. And after some back and forth and giving Andy and Kelsey some time to think it over, we are continuing our sponsorship with
Let's
Your Turn
go.
Games. So for another year, we will be here, hopefully with a lot more content coming. I did tell him that I felt bad because the last year felt like it was kind of a fractured as far as, output and, trying to build some kind of momentum into consistent releases. But I do have plans to kind of fix that a little bit and hopefully come up with some other ways to do some content and things. Maybe, as Tim has done less videos, Jaden's still doing them, but Tim and Tyler have both done less videos and things. I love you,
We
man.
back? Does it work?
Yes, it works.
Bro.
It's pretty good.
And you getting to flash your hair a little bit more. I like it. That's
Yeah.
all you wanted to do.
That's all
Yeah.
it was. That's all it was.
But yeah,
I
so
see. I told you go less tech. Man.
oh, John's trying again.
John's
Let's
back.
see. Let's see.
All right, John, don't have a microphone. It catches everything.
Maybe it's actually a squirrel that's just jumped on his laptop while he's been out.
Maybe. We also did send out an invite. I don't think I mentioned it, but Jaden's been invited. He's got the link, so he might swing through at some point. But anyway, as Tim and Tyler are doing less videos, If I get to a point to where I feel comfortable with that, I don't see why I wouldn't. Then hopefully, I can start adding that as another way to generate some content too, since those guys are busy with other things. I feel like there's a little bit of a void there now. We just got Jaden consistently, and somebody's got to carry the torch, and I'm willing to be that guy.
Let's go.
So, but in doing that, and since we're talking about the podcast and kind of maybe some of the stuff that's led up to this, we obviously have the landing page on Podbean, which has never been great. It's never been great because of all the limitations with Podbean. But we've actually gone through, and I put in a lot of work trying to make it at least functional with what is available to us. So if you want to get to the landing page, instead of going threshingfloorpodcast.podbean.com, you can just get there by .com now. So we registered that and have that set up. And then if doing that, so threshingfloorpodcast.com, we now have across the top, we've got an About Us section. About Us, and then that's going to load, and it's got, I don't have a picture of Jake yet because he's never sent me one, even though he said he was going to. Call him out right here live. But there's a little bit blurb about our host, and then there's, well, actually, here, I'll tell you what, we're live. Why not I'll share my screen. So we have this is the landing page, and then you've got the episodes here. You got up here at the top now we have About Us. There's a little blurb here about, it's kind of like a disclaimer, like, hey, we're trying. And then here's this, and this is kind of our interaction with the game and getting into, so pretty in-depth about us there, and some of the stuff about the podcast. And then Jake's is here. I plan on trying to find time to work with Brad and get some information about him to kind of put him on here. We've got a Hello, I'm New, so kind of mirroring what you have on Land of Redemption, but this is, if someone finds us, because those cards that Andy's distributing are giving out with orders, those have a QR code that is going to take people to this landing page. And I didn't want people to get here. What is redemption? They purchase their first thing from Andy. They don't know anything about anything. And then they get this, they scan it, and they come here, and there's no real information. So I wanted to create something here in advance of that. And these are clickable links that'll get you right to, obviously, I don't need to join our Discord because I'm already in our Discord. Speaking of, let me put this on Do Not Disturb. I never did that. And then here you've got a link to Land of Redemption, and it also talks about what that is, the Redemption CCG app, and then our sponsors here. And again, all of these are clickable to get them right to those resources. And alternatively, you can also click the name in here. So limitations, but it is there. And then this routes you back. If you want to know more about our host, it'll take you back here. And then, okay, I don't know anything about redemption. Okay, well, this is going to bring you to this. And again, this is a lot of text-based. There's not a lot of stuff I can do here, not a lot of flexibility because it's just a free landing page from Podbean that's built into our subscription with them and hosting and whatnot. But this tells you different card types and things, and it uses examples from the starter decks, which is going to be the most suggested way to get started in the game if you haven't played it before. And then it routes to our links to the quick start guide, and then also has a little bit about Cactus here, where you can get to the Cactus site, or you can find out that on episode 81 Rob was on here, and then you can go and listen to that, which I did go and try to fix the audio a little bit to improve that. Oh, I guess there was one more I needed to show, but it's fine. It was just about our sponsors, and I do need to do a little bit more with that, but we wanted to create and have kind of a cool landing spot for anybody that got routed here. So that's something that we've been working on in the background while we've been building towards episode 100 here. So, without an outline here, we can go anywhere, but I know, Tyler, you said you might be limited on time. So,
Oh, I'm super limited.
Well, super limited, like the new format? So what can you tell us? I feel like we we have expectations that when you're on and you're going to talk, we might
Yep.
get something slipped up. But we know when Chris is on, there's going to be stuff slipped up. So
Let's say, I don't
if your
know
time is
why.
limited and Chris's is not, are you sure that you want to leave us in a position where Chris is here, flying solo as far as elder
That's good.
representation?
Let's say I was on here all the time early and hadn't been on here in forever. So I was a little surprised when I hadn't gotten an invite lately.
Well,
So I was gonna like say the title of the set and go into all of it. And Rob was like, "Hey, we got the pamphlet," and then he put it
he
out there
snaked
like
you.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and we just left it out there, and then we started giving some tidbits at the end. So I can go into kind of a rapid fire on end of times. and
let's
kind of
go.
see-
We want rapid fire. We want end of times. We want it all.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you have John and Chris, so I can kind of give a rapid fire and then transition. We got a friend over, and then we're meeting our neighbors out to watch a game for like not even 10 minutes.
to watch the Spurs game?
No, not the Spurs. We're gonna watch a little World Cup.
Oh, Brazil?
hmm
Okay,
Brazil,
that's-
Morocco,
playing-
That's
and
still
then go
one of his
into
teams. It
the
doesn't matter. The Jake
Haiti.
team.
Haiti,
Yeah,
Scotland.
Brazil's ready for that playing right now. Yeah.
Yeah, Brazil's playing. They were down.
They were down. It was
They were down
1-1
1-0
when I left.
Morocco.
Dude, don't
Oh, they-
tell
they-
him
they-
that.
they
He's going
tied
to
it
get
up
off the
1-1.
stream.
Okay. So yes, new set. Let me go into rapid fire right there, and then John and Chris can just take it, and you guys can do whatever you want with it. So end of times, we pick up from times to come, go into end of times, and then we're going into a larger set than previous, and it will have themes that we haven't seen in a very long time. It will make a kind of like a new theme. Pale green's going to be insane. Of course, we have Revelation. Yes, we're going to have martyrs, but we're focusing on events in the end of times, not just Revelation. So what we did when Chris and I looked at it and planned it all out, we wanted to give some love to some other themes, especially with like the rotation cycle. So what we did was we have scripture in there about the end of times, which is from the gospel as well. So what we did is we have parables about the end of times, and we have Jesus speaking to his disciples about the end times. I think Matthew 24.
That's
So we
awesome.
have purple and New Testament gold that are going to be getting a boost.
Let's go.
So you're going to have a specific boost for just having purple disciples, not just disciples, but purple. So you'll have some boost there. We're trying to make it to where you don't just play disciples like Clay, like GLC Good Stuff, where you could actually start using all the themes in there. So we wanted to do like Peter the Believer as a promo, so to help Empty Tomb. And we wanted to bring in New Testament Gold. New Testament Gold gets a big buff.
Let's go.
We want purple to be a standalone, to where it's not just maybe Chad playing it last year. We want like disciples should be played as purple as well. Like you should be able to play those in different variants.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we're going to be able to allow that. More lost souls and dominance in this set before, because as we started going from this set, when Chris and I planned it all out, and then we went into a rotation, we were going to lose some stuff. So we brought some more cards in that you're going to be familiar with, that we're make sure that those aren't going to get cycled out. So we need some of those that are going to have to be in play to really like make sure players have a good experience. So we're going to have some different themes as well. Like I talked about pale green. Of course, we're going to have angels and demons, and they are incredible. Like they might be too strong right now. So we're testing through that.
Card game, don't get your hopes up. They told me that about IR.
Told them the same thing about Sons of Jacob.
And they said that about Purple Warriors. They might be too strong.
Yeah. So what else we got in there? Martyrs are going to be insane. And then we're bringing in a church that you haven't seen really anything of. That kind of talked about the end of times. So you can start speculating about which church, but you're going to see a church in there. And we're making it to where you have your own like standalone. You could play that church just as itself. And then that way we're going to reinforce the missionary aspect as well. So you're going to see missionary, a certain church that has to deal with the end of times. And then we're bringing in a theme that really has never been looked at its own theme. That's a lot of fun, but just not really a standalone. And Chris actually found a lot of scripture about just these end of times animals. So we have an
Oh,
entire
wow.
standalone theme on
Animals.
animals.
For first animals. Yeah, load it
So
up.
First
Load it up.
Animals came out, and now we actually that's one of my favorite playtest decks. Jay and I each made a version, um, and it's a lot of fun. So you're getting a big X out of that. So the set playtesting has been great. Babooni's on the team. Playtesting has been great. Chris has been playtesting a ton. Um, I think overall the set is stronger than times to come because everything in it feels like it can be played as itself and with other themes. You can mix and match. It feels like each theme feels a little stronger than the last, but I'm limiting the actual like blanket protection. And we're gonna have some of good guess, Jason. Maybe we're gonna have some counters against Jeremiah and Daniel and things that I think are really strong. So we're gonna already introducing some counters in this set, and we have counters against what's really strong in this set. So I think it's gonna be a really
Nice.
good balanced set, and it's good. That's really good.
You think you left anything for me
That's
to talk
exciting.
about?
You talk
Are
whatever
you
you
getting
want.
off? My wife just called. I actually do have to go get dinner, so I might just jump off with you.
No, don't do us like that, Chris.
I'll
This
come
is how
back.
it works.
I'll come back.
Tyler usually leaves the tournament early, and then you tell us stuff.
Mhm.
That's how it works.
Sheesh.
The
He just
last,
told you everything. What did he not tell you?
well, you could like
He didn't tell me
if
how
you
blue
have
is
to
getting
go
better.
set design, like why we pushed a little bit and why we want to make sure like what we're doing, how we're play testing, and then uh, you can give like what the themes are trying to do.
I don't know what they're
Sorry,
doing.
I
Emmanuel.
don't know what to do. So
You said I was playtesting.
That's
No,
awesome.
geez. No, I'm just kidding.
So the goal for like this period, and I did want to call it end of times. Like I wanted to piece those two together, and we have a lot of ways to piece the two sets together. It's really cool. Like you'll see throwback to other cards and stuff. But what we're doing with this one is we wanted to make sure, like from a timing perspective, it came out right. But I liked it to be called end of times because I thought we might be rotating at this time. And so like the end of times bringing in like, hey, we're talking a revelation and then we're going into a new rotation. So we're going to be like clean cycle. So we're going to have 1 year of complete chaos, anarchy with ROJ with this set is chaos. It's there's things where I'm like, I'm not even testing that. That's so it's just for 1 year, it's going to be nuts. I see Tim, I see your baboony move, but you're muted. I don't know if that's just your
Yeah,
your
it's just
thing.
picking up your voice, unfortunately.
Oh, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Hey, so that means his monkey face was yelling earlier.
Was
to the
really me.
mic.
Reverbing through his
Yes,
microphone.
that was me speaking in monkey. Um,
At least it's better than your sign language.
so Chris, you can take over. I hate that I was late and had to jump early.
Man.
You can get whatever you want to talk about the themes. You can say like we pushed back, but we're timing wise. But then we knew a alternate border, but then roots too, and
Yeah.
what the themes are looking at doing. They play differently.
Before you go though, Tyler.
Yeah.
What about time frame and things? Because you did tell me something in DM, and I don't want to assume that I'm free to share that. But
Yo,
as far
easy
as
on that. What do you
well,
I plead the
well,
fifth.
as far as like, are we still expecting this set to happen by the end of the year, which was the last thing that we heard as a community?
Yes, I mean
Or
that's
okay,
ultimately that's a Rob question, but we're expecting. I would think like an October November timeframe.
okay, cool.
But we can't confirm any of that. We're
Right.
hopeful for that. We're doing it on our end to make sure that it's set to the printer, so it can get to Rob at a certain time to where he can have it before end of the year. It looks like it's going to be before end of the year, just whether that's October November timeframe.
Okay. Well, since you don't think you got anything to talk about, Chris, I'll direct this to you, since we're talking about it. Is this model of alternate borders at nationals, was this just kind of a course correction because things took too long for Roots 2, or is this something that might be mirrored in the future? Because
So-
I think personally I would be okay with a set releasing in the dead period of the calendar to kind of spice that up. But every
Yeah.
year is not going to have Roots 2, so I don't know what that looks like.
There was a lot of factors. So it was kind of one of those things where there was some financial stuff on Rob's end. There was some delay on our end as a team. getting the playtesting to where we wanted it to be. Um, and then just a couple of various other minor things. But those were kind of the two big things. And then Rob actually is the one that kind of piped up and pitched in and was like, hey, since you guys are behind, since I've got this thing going on, why don't we make something fairly easier and do an alternate border set and give all of us a little bit more time? So that's kind of where that came from. The nice thing is this, didn't necessarily set a precedence or anything for what we're going to do for the future, but it gives us an opportunity to do this again if we so choose. So say maybe because we're going a little bit later, it'll take a little bit extra time to kind of get ahead for the next set. So maybe this is a consideration for that. I can go ahead and tell you that's not the issue. So, because Tyler, I'll give you another little tidbit there just for fun. We already know what the titles of the next 4 sets are, and the next set, I looked at it yesterday, and the next set is missing 4 cards and 3 scriptures and titles to being done already. So
Nice.
I can help fill in the gaps.
yeah.
Yeah, we got it. We got it.
Obviously, we got to do all the images and the art
Testing.
and stuff like that, but like the outlines
Yeah.
of the cards are already ready. So
That's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, we've been busy, so that's why it's like, you know what? I think this will be really cool to have a post nationals release plus
Yeah.
all borders plus roots too. That's a lot of cards. And then we'll just kind of see what the cadence is for future releases. But yeah, as for where the next set is, it's in a really good spot already. Each year we're growing so much, so I'm excited for the next set. But first, I gotta get this one done.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go hang out with my neighbors. You guys are great. Good job. I'll probably jump in on YouTube, maybe pop in some questions. Don't go crazy on Chris, but give him some good questions.
I promise you, my wife did call. I'm actually
Well,
leaving for
well.
dinner here shortly too, so I won't stay
Bye,
long.
Brazil. Bye.
Give you a few things before I go though. But
Y'all be good. Sorry about my mic, especially you, Jeremy. Jeremy said he was driving and I was coming through the speakers.
As long as it didn't crash, we're good.
yeah,
He's got nothing to crash into where he lives.
Hey, well, in order to
Trees,
get
man.
better at this, we'll just have to do more live streams.
There you
and
go.
Figure out all the
Absolutely.
kinks.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would be upset with that.
Y'all be good. I'll probably talk to one of y'all tomorrow or Monday.
Let's
All
go.
right, sweet.
See y'all.
See ya.
All right, so since you got to go get dinner, I mean, if you want to take a pause now and come back, we can do that, or we can continue the conversation. I don't think anyone's upset about learning more
No, we go.
details about probably the most like under wrap set that's ever been in development. Even more so than some of the past ones where we've delayed a lot of the spoilers. This one is like because and it could just be an abstract because it's not being released at nationals, so we're not building it up to nationals. But knowing that nationals is like next month. And so we're a month away, or like 40 days, or 39, somewhere in there, and that's how far away from nationals we are. And we don't know anything about this set. We just learned the name of it. It feels like we're way behind that, but obviously, with the October November time frame that he gave, it's more of probably just our internal processing. It feels off because we don't know more about it. So I don't think anyone's upset about learning more details about it.
no, absolutely not. And that was kind of the thing too. I forgot to even mention. And then when we decided we were doing the fundraiser and Roots 2 and all that stuff too, that kind of was another incentive to delay it. It was kind of funny. Gabe dropped it way long time ago and nobody kind of called on, but we made 500 cards, if you include the alternate border set, or roughly 500 cards in the last year. So I don't know. It's been and maybe too, it's been under wraps, not because we intended it to, but we need to, or it's been under wraps because we've been busy. Because again, we've been making 500 cards. We've been working on trying to get just different things that we wanted to get done before nationals, so that we could, a good example is the type 2 and the teams changes that we're still working through. everything. We've had a lot of that going on. We've had some ruling changes. I know Gabe's talked about some different stuff we've got going on, trying to figure out different identifiers and things like that. You know what I mean? So that we've literally had meetings almost every week for the last 3 or 4 months just to try to knock all this out. So I don't think it's Tyler and I were talking like 2 months ago, maybe even a little bit longer. We're like, we'd never intentionally kept the title of the set away from you this long. It just happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Okay, so with it for anticipated release with Roots 2, so the time it comes out, obviously Roots 2 will expect it's kind of expected that it's going to be the filler material.
Mhm.
Do you guys know what Rob's plan is for Roots 1 and 2 being combined? Because I know at Nationals, I think we're getting Roots 2. So at some point, he's going to combine them both. And that makes sense for him so
Yeah.
that it creates a little bit more of a chase element than leaving Roots 2 just out there for so long that people fill up on those. Not that Rob, he's definitely not one that's ever going to try to force people to have to buy extra packs to intentionally chase things other than maybe a foil, but he also has you're able to get the regular version just in a standard box. But I feel like it seems to make more sense from a financial standpoint to go ahead and pack them quickly together and blend Roots 1 and 2. But you have no idea about the planning for that?
I don't. I know for Type 2, Type 2. Gosh, sorry. For Roots 2, Nationals release, he plans on doing. My understanding is all 5 of the Roots cards as Roots 2. Beyond that, what new packs look like with Roots 2 in it, I don't actually know that plan or what he's looking to do. What I will say is I actually just had a conversation with him this week. And one of the things that he did mention was he's trying to keep his inventory as low as possible right now.
Okay.
And that way, when the kind of the hope is if he can make it to Nationals, which again, we're only about a month or so out, if he can make it to Nationals without selling out and feeling like he needs to send stuff to the printer or whatever, or repackage something, he's going to wait to repackage everything until after Nationals to make sure Roots 2 is in it. Does that make sense? That was kind of weird and convoluted, but does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. Basically, you don't know what you don't know.
Well, but I don't know that, but at the same time, like the cool thing is based on what Rob is saying is where I think it took a little bit of time for Roots to get into the packs after its initial release. Rob's hoping to drop Roots 2 in almost everything right after post-Nats, or as absolutely close as he can. So, obviously, first shot at getting them is at Nationals, but hopefully for everybody who can't make it, it's not too terribly far away.
Okay, cool.
So,
So before Chris runs off to dinner, obviously I've been asking the questions here, but we've got you guys here, Jake and Tim. Either of you have any questions you wanna ask him about the new set in any finer detail than what we've got so far? No guarantee
Chris,
he's gonna answer it though.
But there you go.
Chris, do you know if there's any foils in the end of time set coming up?
Don't you break my heart. Don't you break my heart.
I think so. I honestly, I don't remember if we had that conversation or if it was just kind of an assumption that we knew it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Kind of my thought on that is, at least for any new set that's coming out, unless kind of told otherwise, I think this foil thing is kind of a staple.
Yeah. See,
Let's
that's how I
go.
feel, but you never want to assume because you
Yeah.
never, like, I don't want to feel like I have the right to be upset when it doesn't happen.
Sure.
Because of my own choice to. But I do feel like it can only have, for the cost of getting those foils and sticking them into the packs at the 1 in 10 odds that he's doing, there's no way it hasn't been profitable for him to make up the cost and the effort involved for that. And just seeing cards, and I know that I know that the value has gone down on them. They're not $500 or whatever. They're gonna keep working to whatever a healthy amount is. But someone I think had one with an offer for 275 today on Michael. Hey, can you do 300? So the cards are holding their value. I think it's an exciting thing for the community that the pros far outweigh any cons or cost involved to do it. So I would hope that would be the case, that they would continue moving forward.
Well, and I mean, with the 1 in 10 boxes too. I mean, how many boxes do you have to sell to even kind of get on the same level as like a third place national promo? You know what I mean? And those are going for 75 to $100. It's going to take a really long time to even match that number. I don't know that it'll ever happen. So I mean, they will at least maintain some type of value. So that'll be that's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, it obviously, like you said, Rob isn't all about just trying to sell stuff, but that was an idea that was pitched to him, and he was like, "Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt." And I mean, it has helped sales enough that he's like, "Well, I mean, we as a team were a little hesitant to continue it after the first one." And Rob was like, "I mean, it did help sales. I mean, that's not the only reason I want to do it, but if the community's excited for it still and wants to do it, it did help sales, so let's do it." So it's kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
As far as me for other questions, like just looking for any other spoilers, a scripture verse, a title of a card, anything you can give us.
My
Like
man, I
the
like
other thing I
fishing
would,
too.
and the other thing I do want to say is,
Whoa, hold on, let me
I
make my
didn't.
screen big.
Oh, you got to rewind that. That's cool, man. Anyways, and I do want to say, oh, martyred for his
Martyred for
glory,
his glory.
martyred for his
Okay.
glory. Negate an evil or neutral card. If a martyr is in discard pile, discard an evil
An evil
card cannot be
card.
written. I love it, love it. I was thinking about that.
Mm.
Like I remember talking to Tyler about what martyrs could be. I was like, maybe they could reference cards in the discard pile. Like, I'm not sure if that was my first idea, but that was one of the ideas we talked about. I remember. So,
He
that's
said
cool. I
martyrs,
love it.
so that gave me permission to do it.
That's awesome. I love it. And the other thing I got to say is I love Root's power level jumping up. Like I haven't got to talk to you on this, but I really love how you're like, okay, like we got some our foot's down in first fruits. Let's expand it a little bit. Let's make it a little more powerful, a lot more modifiers, a lot more important effects. I'm seeing some really cool cards in here. I love the Mary like getting her December bonus again. That's just funny because that's what the original Mary was higher stats during December, right? So like that's a good callback to the original Mary, or one of the original Marys. So very cool.
Just want to echo that sentiment of just seeing how Roots 2 is a love letter to.
Oh, whoa!
Oh,
Is this the same one?
Whoa.
Yeah.
he's showing the set
Nice.
icon, but it's hard to make
Oh,
out.
I can't see.
So
It looks like almost like a reversed cloud-ish. Or
I got a
tr-
pin.
Oh,
Whoa, this is a new one.
right. So
They
that,
banned
we see that.
generic Babylon
that's,
under the
no,
duress.
that's times to come.
Chaldeans. Oh, it's time to go. Okay.
oh, okay.
Okay.
The book is
And
closed.
the book is closed. That makes sense. I get
That's-
it now.
I
That's
see.
awesome.
Yeah, at first
love
the hands was hard to see, so I
Yeah.
just saw the top part dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we're closing the book on Revelations, the one book that has not been, and that holds a lot of things that hasn't been fulfilled. But sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as written revelation, the book is
Yeah.
closed. So
Okay.
I like it. I also like
I
the
love
fact
it.
that I assume these two sets are kind of, along some of the same thematic principles or whatever. So the set icon kind of being close.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the big thing too. Like when we knew what we wanted to do, and there was conversation as to whether it was going to be a 2-set block or a 3-set block. We were trying to make it a 3-set block for kind of the what was it, the times to come, and then the times that are, and then the end of
The
times.
times that shall be.
Yeah, like, so that's kind of one of the things we were looking at. But then with the GOC set, the times that are, if you're running to the New Testament, it's going to end up just being another gospel set. So we just kind of said, nah, let's not do that. Gospel's good enough as is. Give them a little bit of fun. That is another reason why we made the set a little bit bigger. I guess I'll throw that out there too. And then I'll probably split with that information. But we,
That's awesome.
so that was fun too. Tyler and I pitched to Rob adding another 18 cards is kind of what the sheet is. So the new set's going to be what 147, so 129 plus 18. Um,
That's
um,
awesome.
and also just talk to him a little bit. And nobody knows this. We never announced it, so I guess I'll announce it now. And if I get in trouble, they'll kick me off the team, and we'll just figure it out from there.
We'll protect you, brother. We will protect
We
you.
got you. We
um,
got
You
you.
are a national treasure.
But
Yes.
when we did the fundraiser, we told you guys you were raising money for the Roots 2, which is obviously what you did. But when we told you you guys were raising money for the new packaging, that is what you did, but we didn't tell you the full truth. It's kind of one of those like you didn't make me put my hand on the Bible and swear to speak the
Fingers
truth, the whole
crossed.
truth, and nothing but the truth. So within that price or whatever tier we were trying to get to, you guys paid for the packaging for what times to come, end of times, and you paid for the extra 18 cards to go in this set.
Let's go.
So
Come on.
yeah. So we got permission to do that, to do the extra 18 cards as long as we got that thing, and you guys knocked that out super quick. So that was fun.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Can I ask something that I hope doesn't come across too forward because I don't want to knock what you and the elder team do and what Rob does or whatever. Obviously, we're just consumers of the product that he puts out and got to keep that in perspective. But we did the first fundraiser. We wanted to raise money for packaging, and then before the second fundraiser, a set came out that didn't have packaging. Is there a plan? Because I feel like as a community, a lot of people were upset. I know I was one of the main ones. Is like, how did we let this happen? You know, I
Sure.
would have, championed the cause of like, fundraiser or whatever to avoid that. Is there a plan in place moving forward to try to, even if we have to crowdsource it each time, to, not let it lapse to where like we have end of times covered, but you guys have already talked about you're 4 cards away from having the first run of the first set or of the next set done. Have we already started working on a plan to make sure we have packaging covered for that set, and then maybe something that's repeatable so that we don't get into that situation? Because I never want to see another pack with a sticker labeled on top of it, because it kills all the momentum the game has as far as like trying to present as a legitimate game. Even though that sounds kind of harsh, I hope my intention is found well.
Yeah, no, it is. Sorry. No, I understand, and we talked about that. And so ultimately, what it boils down to is the reason that happened is that we it was kind of poor planning, lack of communication is basically what it boils down to. So the way for packaging to work, and the nice thing about the fact that we kind of already know what we want to do for the next 4 sets means that we kind of have the forethought of this. So that's kind of another incentive for me just to kind of continue to work and try to plan ahead and go ahead and work on the set and know kind of what's in them. So that's kind of the nice thing, right? That's why Tyler and I jumped ahead. So we've got the next set basically done. We already know what the 2028 set, the title is, what we're going to include in it as far as the themes that we want to see hit and buffed a little bit. So now it's just a matter of building that and trying to figure out who's in it, what we're doing. So all of that to say, basically, the reason why the packaging got delayed is because we need an image to go on the package. And if we don't know, and it makes way more sense to order 2 sets or 3 sets than it does to order 1. Like the cost of ordering 2 sets is only, I don't know the equation, but like say it's
Probably like
For-
30 to 40% of the cost.
yeah,
of
I mean
doing
it's
that
more
on
than
its own.
that. Like to say it's $10 to order the 2 sets, it's like $7 to order just 1. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the equation I guess you would be looking at, obviously multiplied by however big the number is. So the thought process is we would be ordering 2 sets minimum of the packaging. And so to be able to do that accurately and to do that cost effectively, we have to plan far enough ahead um, to know that these are the two sets that are coming. These are the two images we want to put on the packaging so that they are in hand by the time the first one goes to print, which is, a big deal, and it's kind of a big commitment on our part to make sure it happens and happens accurately. And again, we kind of knew what we were doing with these two sets, but we didn't know the title of the second one because we were thinking about adding a third set. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what it was. It was not. It was just, I don't know. Not lack of forethought, because we had all the forethought. We just didn't have a definitive plan, and so that's what happened.
Well, I'm glad that it's at least something that people are thinking about. So hopefully we can avoid that, because I really do like the fact that once we started doing the new packaging and things, and having the marketability to put it on Amazon and things, to this game should be looking for easy ways to capitalize on marketability. Being a small game with a small budget and things, you kind of need to take advantage of every option you have at your disposal, and something where the community can support the help cover the cost of that by supporting through fundraiser to get packaging, I think is well worth, again, the time and investment and cost maybe up front for Rob to do that.
Yeah, so that's a conversation we'll have to have. We haven't technically had it yet, but we'll have that, and I guess in anticipation for the drop of the next set, maybe there will be an additional stuff going on the fundraiser. Again, that's not an announcement. That's not even something we have even talked about or considered. But if that's our hope and plan, then we're going to have to kind of figure that out at some point. So,
Okay, cool.
in the near future too. But
Well, I guess you do have to go. I don't want your wife to get mad at me.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
your
they-
kids
they-
are not eating.
he's like, "No, we're here. Where are you?" So yeah, I'm going to bow out with that one. But
So
there you
yeah,
go.
and feel free to jump back in. You got the link; it'll be the same link if you want to join later. So
Sounds good. Thanks for
Alright.
having me, guys.
Yep, thanks for joining.
Thank you. That was all.
I guess that lets me turn my attention to something that I believe we've got a shrewd operator among us, because I do believe that knowing
Whoa.
that we have talked about we're going to do this live stream between 6 and 8:30 seems like some weird timing for someone to drop that there is now a rival team to Team Genesis. And it kind of works because we've got Tim on, who is part of quote unquote Team Genesis.
Hey,
I believe we saw
Let's go.
at least silenced Matrix in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still here. We've got Jeremy, I've seen. So we've got some representation of Team Genesis. Oh, Mark, yep, he's here. So we've got Team Genesis represented. What do you feel about a rival? What is it? It's what is that little animation that they would play in those Pokemon games back in the day on like Game Boy or whatever? A rival has appeared, and it's this guy's got this joke Pokemon you have to beat 45 times throughout the storyline.
Or like in Super Smash Brothers, like a new challenger has appeared.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
So-
it's called Team Dragon Raid. I think he announced the team name today.
Yeah,
It is
It's a,
it is
it's a
quite
sweet
a cool
team name.
name.
It's really good.
that's a good one.
Now, I did have to, take a stab at it, but I knew about this a couple weeks ago ish. So there was Team Genesis, and then someone reached out and was like, "Hey, we got Dragon Raid." So I don't know if they've released what the roster is. I haven't been keeping up with what's in Discord right now while we've been recording, but do know that they mentioned it. So it's Dragon Raid, and I believe there's 5 or 6 players. I think it's 6. It might be 5.
Yep.
But
I don't know. I don't
we-
know the exact roster details. I don't know the exact
Okay,
player
so
count.
So
I have some guesses, but I think I'll let them spoil that when they're ready.
oh, okay. Well, see, I thought we'd show some name tags that have Dragon Raid on them now, but I guess that's fair. Well, I guess we'll let them do it, or someone. Hey, Charles is sponsoring them. He can just let me know if we should share some name tags and go forward with that. But that was kind of my intention here when I mentioned
Okay.
sharing some name tags. So 6 players, okay.
Maybe if anyone's in the chat from Team Dragon Raid and they want to spoil it, they'll give us permission. I don't know.
I tell you what, why don't you take out a first stab guess? I just want to know who you think would be who do you think is It's almost like who would their captain be? Who's the guy that's spearheading this team?
Um,
You ain't got a
I don't know.
guess.
I have too much information. I have too much
Oh, okay. You
information. I
have too
can't
much.
say.
Okay, that's fair. Jake, you don't have any information on it, right? Who do you think
No, I
would
don't have any
spearhead a
information.
rival team that's just like, hey, I want to be
Oh,
super competitive. Let's beat them.
I don't know. I have
And his
literally
name
no
is
clue.
not Justin Alstead, because I thought for sure the Fortress was gonna be the name of a team.
Yeah, I got no clue.
I tell you
I got
what,
no,
you know what,
what?
Charles, you're in the chat. Obviously, you reached out to Jake. We can still do an episode later if you want me to. I can DM you the link, and you can just join us right here, and we can talk about it live. It's kind of cool thing about doing it live. Um, so let me see. I'll do this, and maybe we can get him on if he wants to join. Where are you? I've been messaging a lot of people. Man, has it really been that long? I guess so. There you go, Charles. I sent you a link if you want to pop in here. Fortress Allstead will be a team. I bet. I bet. Um, the question is who's going to pair up with them. But yeah, I'm excited about the whole team aspect. We in private channels. In private conversation, I talked about it kind of extensively with Brian and a little bit with Jaden. Because we've been doing a lot of communication and things for hosting nationals, and so it's just a natural avenue to have conversation and things. When you guys announced that, and I had that idea to put Genesis on the name tags to kind of bring it, a little bit more inclusive and
That's really
things.
awesome. Yeah.
And we did the same thing when someone reached out and was like, "Hey, Dragon Raid, we're gonna do another team." Um, but I think at worst, like if these team aspects, I think there are some really negative implications that could happen as far as, we get away from public sharing decks. We start keeping things back under wraps, kind of like how it used to be in the past when we didn't have a lot of avenues of communication. So there are the potential for some negative things, but that's at its absolute worst. And if you look at it just at face value and you kind of know the people involved and kind of our community and how they work and understand all of that, I think it's more likely that we will lean towards the kind of cool benefit of that, which is kind of what you, Jake, and Tim did that year leading up to nationals, where you guys
Mm-hmm.
got in your little private Discord channel, started doing your little home
Yeah.
brews and mixing and matching and working together, and it ended up where the two people sitting in the seat fighting for the Type One title that year is the two people that worked hand in hand all year long, crafting that deck over and over through several different iterations, and that's how it ends up. And I think it's kind of like the Bible verse, iron sharpens iron. I
Agreed.
mean, you
Yep.
gotta, and there's, we always talk, Jake, I know you're a big proponent of healthy competition and fierce competition, as long as it's done without you're not you're not doing it to
Exactly. Out of
discredit the
selfish
person on
ambition.
the other
Yeah.
side, but you're
Yeah.
doing it to do things to the best level of
Glory of God.
excellence that
Yeah.
you can, which is
Yep.
what I think you've said that several times, and I think that can all be a component of this. And so I am curious, Tim. Maybe Charles will join, maybe not. But while we're having this conversation, we've already started down this. What do you foresee, like the landscape of what teams is and what it could be throughout kind of this endeavor as we're kind of navigating the early waters of what the impact could be?
I think this is the first time Redemption's ever had something like this, where you have coordinated groups of people really trying their best to um, try basically work through the metagame and think about really intentionally and deeply what decks are going to be good, what decks are not going to be good, and what decks are we going to be bringing to nationals. And so it's really cool having like nationals be the focal point of the teams. Um, and we're all over the country. So you got Jay Chambers, who's in Michigan, me in California. I think Mark's somewhere up in the Northeast or somebody. And Silence Matrix is in Florida. So we have like literally all over the United States. And it's cool to feel like all these different people, like we're all so different. We all approach the game very differently. Jay Chambers has a very different deck building approach than I do. And I'm 100 cards and Kyle's on 50 cards. And we're all just kind of coming together. So it's just like this smorgasbord of ideas. And the result of that is like really quick iterations on like thought processes that normally probably would have taken a lot longer to naturally play out in the course of redemption. So I think other card games have experienced this as soon as like you have these communities of people really starting to like try to metagame and solve the format, so to say. Like
Hmm.
that's when you really see like um
Nice.
it's like innovation and
Hmm.
iteration in deck building. So I'm personally like excited by like how it feels like the competition level like overall is going up, and I'm excited to see what kind of decks Team Dragon Raid is cooking up right now, and I'm personally very scared.
All right, we've got him. We hooked him, hook, line, and sinker. What's up, Charles?
Is he barbecuing?
Hey, can everyone see me? I am. I'm using my big green egg. So I got
That's
this
awesome.
going on. My son's running rampant. My son's running rampant on the backyard. Got a little multitasking. I'm
Nice,
trying at
nice.
least.
Well, I tell you what, Andy has never cooked for us on the stream, so. Uh, um, but yeah, so
Yeah, well, TLG, we do things a little differently around here.
do
Yeah, that's
we?
right. You tell them.
It's established in the last 2 months. You do it all different.
Join.
um,
You guys
Emmanuel,
can hear me
the
okay?
It cut out there for a
it is
second.
cutting in and out, like it's lagging. But I mean, we're willing to work with you, but it is cutting in and out. Um,
No.
Emmanuel, it's just
I'll get closer
the
to the Wi-Fi
form
router.
to it's just the form to register that Kurt sent in the other what was it, unofficial formats. So you can go and do that. I don't know that it will actually bring the link in if I drop it in the chat, but I'll try. Um, it doesn't seem to want to do that. Let's see. I'll try one more time. Let's see. Oh, maybe it did. So that should be the form to register. So anybody that's registered, will do the drawing at 8. So
That's
Charles, we've got Dragon Raid, and
Dragon
as
Raid.
soon as someone said that there was another team, I was like, okay, Charles has done this. He set up his Ryder Cup that he wanted to set up. So, what information are you willing and able to share with us about this new challenger?
Yeah, so honestly, it was pretty early on where I had that desire to when I heard about a team aspect of redemption outside of the teams category. So it's kind of always in the back of my mind, like, hey, I think this would be a really cool opportunity to explore anything to kind of continue the hype and just kind of add on like a new layer and grow the game as uniquely and as we can. So I would say probably about maybe about 3 weeks ago. I kind of had it in the back of my mind for a while. I talked to Andy, I talked to Kyle, kind of before reaching out to the couple of guys immediately that I had in my mind that I'd want on a team, and then it quickly kind of formulated in the last couple of weeks. Um, so it was kind of, I first wanted to kind of figure out what the kind of the ultimate purpose of the team genesis was. And so I talked to Kyle a little bit and kind of was kind of giving my kind of 2 cents as far as like what I would like to accomplish. And I just wanted to make sure that doing this team aspect rivalry, that doesn't become, like you said, where there are a group of teams that kind of talk, hiddenly behind the scenes about like the greatest decks, and then at nationals it pops up and there's something extremely broken, because that would not be helpful or healthy for the game. But more so, I wanted to kind of focus of more of like, hey, your win is like a win for me because we're on the same team, and kind of have a cool, almost like rooting you're kind of almost rooting for a specific guy in a match. Where typically in the type 1 2 player category, it's like, it's every man for themselves, and you're not really like, oh, a random match at, table 6. You're not really don't really have a rooting interest per se. But I think this kind of gives a cool like team aspect where it's like, hey, he won, so that's kind of like a win for me, and that's, kind of gives you kind of invest in a little bit more games than just your own game, and kind of just gives a little bit of more, even though it's still a competition, it kind of gives a little bit of lightheartedness with teammates and kind of rooting for, for another guy on your team.
Yeah.
So that was kind of what my kind of the background of like what I was kind of thinking, like that's kind of what I want, and I wanted to make sure that that was kind of in line with what Kyle kind of wanted to, because he kind of brought it up to to fruition, and so I wanted to make sure that our goals were pretty similarly lined up. So with that being said, you guys want to know anyone that's on the team?
Well, actually, hold on. See, I've got
All right,
extra stuff to give away, and I know this is kind of crossing the aisle a little bit because it's some of the stuff I'm giving away is your turn game stuff and your
that's all
Three
right.
Lions game. It's perfectly fine, but I think we should have a little fun here, and you should think of one specific person. I think we can do this on the honor system. One specific person that's on your roster of the 6. All right, think of that one person, and now everyone can freely type in guesses at will until we get that person guessed. And whoever guesses that one person gets $100 gift card.
Ooh,
Seems like a fair way to do it. So don't
all right.
change your person. Honor
I'm
system.
not. I'm not gonna change. I'm thinking about
Okay.
one person, the very first person I asked.
Okay. The very first person. I feel like I know exactly who that is. Um, because I'm pretty sure that's probably who reached out to me. So go ahead, guys. Whoever wants to throw out a guess. It might be a little slow going, or maybe we should have done this before you started going into the full thing. We got Jaden, Emmanuel. Is either one of those your person?
One of those is my person.
Is
It
the
is
person you're
Mr.
taking?
Daniel himself,
Man,
E-Man.
I, okay, okay. Who said Chris?
He'd be
I'm
great for like a seal deck team.
I'm sorry. I got taken back by that. I hope Chris doesn't watch this back and get mad. So Emmanuel, yes, he is. He is one of the people. He's not the person that reached out to me directly. So you want to go through and kind of explain how it came to be that you reached out to him and how that worked, and then I will make sure to make a note that that was Jason. So Jason, I owe you a gift card. So help me remember.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. So, ultimately, it is a competition. So I'm thinking like, all right, I want to make sure I kind of put my best foot forward and come up with, someone that I think that could compete. And I feel like this year, if any year, would be the year of Daniel. So pretty quickly, Emmanuel came to mind, but not just
Let's
because of the
go.
competition, but yeah, but also just because he and I are in the same play group, live in the same area, and he's an awesome guy to play with. I don't know, I'm sure you guys have some experience on the Lackey Grand Prix and in person tournaments, but he's not, it's not going up against someone that's super serious, to say the least, but it's someone that's also like super fun to play with. And so I kind of wanted to kind of create a team with also some character and some, just kind of like a fun-loving group of guys too. And Emmanuel is the first person to kind of that came into my mind as I've, got to know him pretty closely for the last, I want to say since like 2018, I want to say. Um, so I wanted to have skilled players, but also I wanted to have, fun players too. So I think we got both of that in Emmanuel.
Yeah,
That's
that
awesome.
definitely. I got to hang out with him kind of. It's the first time I've actually gotten to hang out with him kind of in a more, like close knit, like small. We ended up having a smaller than normal turnout for Kentucky State, and he was there along with Mitch, and they stayed the extra night after the tournament and left out or, got a ride to the airport the next morning. So I got to spend a little bit more time with them and, talking about decks and stuff after playing and whatnot. And we played some pickup games before the tournament because we all got there early, and just getting to spend that like 2 days or day and a half. And that was I've obviously had positive interactions with Emmanuel and Mitch both at nationals and things. But nationals is such a big event. There's so many people you want to talk to and things. Getting to actually retract and it'd be a smaller group of people getting to go out, to dinner or whatever. And it Emmanuel's made of the right stuff. I don't think I can give a higher compliment to anybody than that. That's
Yep.
absolutely
Yep.
the best way to describe that man.
Absolutely. Yeah, so for me, that was definitely an obvious choice. And I don't know if I threw it in the chat, a few minutes ago about, hey guys, you want me to care if I spoil all you guys? And I don't think I saw any responses. But I might be able to use my sponsorship, you know,
Yeah, you got
hierarchy to just kind of be like, you guys can be
Yeah,
spoiled.
yeah, yeah.
So number two, the second person I asked, who relatively quickly came after the thought of Emmanuel, was someone who has a national title. I believe multiple national titles across multiple categories, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to say, I know he won Type 1, I believe it was in 2021. So I believe that's
Yep, that's it.
John, your first nationals.
That is correct.
Nice.
So I don't know if anyone has any guesses, but I made it pretty obvious. Potentially, if someone's got
And
Covenant games up and looking at the past results.
if someone said, actually, I don't even know that those are available there anymore. We're gonna have to talk to John about porting that over somewhere else. Maybe that's an avenue for you to jump in. I don't know. Um, but um, if anyone said name the most competitive player that we have in the community, I feel like there's like two or three names that would come up, maybe four, if you don't count John now that he's mostly in an elder role and focusing on that side of the game. And I feel like he would definitely be in most people's top four of most competitive players.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. And also very mathematical, which I kind of I enjoy math personally. So which I know a lot of people don't, but he seems to have kind of like that mindset that I like can really get
Yep, very
on board
analytical.
with. Yes, like
Nice.
the you need 11 different ways to get to here. Is that the number?
That's the ways. 11 ways to a hero.
Yep. So yeah, if anyone, I'm sure a lot of you guys know that's Josh Potratz. Wow, look at that. Emmanuel
Nice.
absolutely.
Let's
Look,
go.
So I did share this one previously, but now it has the dragon
I
array
like it.
text overlay on
Let's
it.
go.
Um,
That's awesome.
so
And a huge shout out to Josh for reaching out to you, John, regarding these badges, because I didn't think about the thought like, oh, I know Team Genesis has it on, their cards. Maybe we should have it on our cards. As I don't know, running a little small business for the first time, whatnot. I have a few different things that I'm kind of juggling. So that was one thing that I was like, oh, I didn't think about. But yeah, it's a huge shout out to Josh for reaching out to you on the 11th hour regarding that
yeah,
to get on our badges.
yeah. So to tell you, you said 11th hour. No, brother. It was the 12th hour was ticking over.
Oh
I had
boy.
I had added these to the cart and I had already sent it to the guys and we talked about the price and I just needed to press submit and I got sidetracked at work and didn't come back to it yet. And I went to Discord as I naturally do, even though I'm supposed to be focusing on work. I often, coming out of anything, like I got off a phone call. Like usually I'll just check Discord for the first. It's just a habit, and I checked it, and here's a message from from him, and I'm like, okay. And he could have sent it. I don't remember if he had sent it and it had been sitting there for a minute or what, but it literally beat me pressing submit by matter of minutes.
Wow. That's amazing.
It is.
So
That's
it was
awesome.
meant to be. So yeah, that's a really cool. Yeah, I was super happy, and everyone was kind of jumped on board. So yeah, this is awesome. I was 6 for 6 with asking people, so that's 1,000 batting average. So I'm in the Hall of Fame.
I tell you what, he
That's
don't play for the
awesome, yeah.
Giants.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so I was super pumped about that. Getting those two yeses right away. And then I would say maybe I don't know if it was a day later or maybe later that evening. I was kind of thinking about the Chamber brothers and how that's a pretty cool brother, tandem they got going on. I feel like I need to match kind of that same energy. And so I know as I said, people are like thinking, oh, Allsteads, right? Not Allsteads. How about a different set of brothers that
Ah,
are also pretty good at the game of
And
redemption?
they forgot Sarah. Yes. Forgetting
So
Sarah Marshall.
I would, yes, yes. So I asked Nick and then Luke. I believe that was the order. Where's Luke or Nick? I don't remember now, but I know that one of them pretty candidly was like, hey, if anyone wants to sponsor me and my brother, we're all about that. So I saw that. I put that on the back burner. And that was a pretty, like probably about a day later, or maybe later that day, I shot a message out to, I want to say it was Luke now that I think about it. And he was a quick yes as well. And he said his brother would be on board. So I got a quick 3-4 right there to kind of match that brother energy, which is I think pretty cool.
Match that brother energy.
Oh yeah. And I mean, not to toot Nick's horn, but he is 2 for 4. I mean, that's also a pretty good batting average regarding Type 1-2 player and how many he's played versus how many and how many he's won. So that's pretty good right there.
nice. That's awesome.
You guys have already seen this one too, so I threw this out.
Nice.
I
I
think
love.
this one actually looks really, really well done with the text overlay on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you playing with matches? That's not good. I'll take those. Thank you.
It's all fun until they can, to make
Play
them
with
work.
matches. Well, we love the little YouTube video, me and my wife, where there's a kid running by, and she's like, "What do you have?" He's like, "A knife!" Like, no,
Oh yeah, a knife, right?
exactly.
That's life as a
Okay,
parent.
all right. Might have to bring the kid inside. But yeah, so real quick, and then number 5. Boop. All right, let's go inside. Come on, bud. And then number 5 was actually someone I believe it was Josh recommended me to grab number 5 because the Marshalls as well as Josh had a like a fourth person that kind of within their kind of group of friends that they kind of already bounced ideas off of. And so I also reached out to Jacob Arrowwood. So I've seen him at nationals a lot. I haven't had a lot of conversations with him, but I feel like I always end up matching up with him in like a booster draft. And he's very, very. I remember him be very focused, and it always made me nervous trying to play him because he seemed like he was competitive too. So I was like, all right. So I had to kind of I try to match the same seriousness, but for me, I'm like, I tend to not be as serious as maybe others are. But yeah. So I asked Jacob number 5. And he was also a yes right away. So I kind of got a cool like natural 4 guys that end up bouncing ideas off each other, which I thought was pretty neat. And then, do you guys want to take a guess at number 6 to round out Team Dragon Raid?
I don't even know.
I don't know if we can
Yeah.
give away another gift card for it, but
We
come
don't
on,
have
guys.
to. We could do it naturally if we want. Just like nothing on the line.
Or we could give away one of those 3 Lion gift cards.
I gotta make that happen at some point. Yeah, I got a couple of things that I kind of have loaded up, getting pretty close to shooting out, but I still waiting for that fuse to ignite. It's almost there, but not quite there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this 6th guy, I'll just say one word: deck builder.
Deck builder. So this is your Chad.
This is Chad.
No
This
way.
is
Oh,
Let's
that's
go.
right. Oh, I ruined it. I was thinking he was on Genesis. Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. No
Through and
worries.
comparing, like you got brothers. You got a guy that was like the guy, the main point person that could bring other people along, and you were comparing like trying to get the personality style. And I, for some reason, I was thinking because dude, it's been
That
a while. So I was thinking Chad was on Genesis, and you found your Chad, but your Chad is actually the Chad.
is the Chad,
Okay.
yes. So yeah, and then he was pretty pretty excited about it. He wanted it's kind of interesting because the questions I wanted answered before I was going to team up these six players were a lot of the questions that he asked because he also wanted to make sure this was going to be a healthy thing for the game ultimately, that it wouldn't be something that we have a group of elite players, we talk secretive about our decks and our lines of play, potential broken broken lines of play. And he wanted to make sure that like it's something that we don't keep secret, that if we do find potential negative lines of play for negative player experience, that it does come to light. And so I was said, hey, you're we're thinking we're on the operating on the same Wi-Fi there. So he just wanted to make sure is also healthy for the game, which is really cool to just have everyone kind of on board with
That's an
just
awesome
more of the
team.
aspect of yeah, like we're a team and obviously we want to win and beat the other team, but more importantly than that is we still want to be able to foster a positive environment for the game of redemption as a whole. So I really did appreciate that from all the guys.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I think Emmanuel's breaking the rules already. I think he's breaking the rules.
Manual.
I have a
Oh
secret
man,
deck.
E-Man, come
That's
on.
not fair. You got to share that.
It's gonna be metal.
Gotta share that, you man.
Like
Post it
those
in the
old school
community decks.
metal gold plated Pokemon cards you can get in like Happy Meals or something. We should get a Daniel card made for him that is actually metal, so we can bring to life the fact that Daniel is metal. And on the back,
Um,
maybe we can do
That's
that.
a
You know
fantastic
that.
idea.
Well, I think it was like Dimebag Daryl I put over his face or his body on his or something like that. Um, that little meme thing I made forever ago. But yeah, so that is quite the strong lineup. Now, obviously, I can't ask Tim. He's not partial or impartial. He is partial. You're partial, not impartial. Um, I don't have enough frame of reference to want to make two different groups mad at me, so I'm going to put Jake on the spot here. Tit for tat, toe to toe. You got
Let's go.
Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. Which one of
Mm-hmm.
them is really good, but just not quite it?
Yeah.
You know, a la Joe Frazier. And then which one of them is float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, the group of the best?
Okay, so like we're with the caveat that these teams are both amazing, really close. Like I give the leg up to Genesis just because I've worked with Tim on building decks. I know the strength of everybody on Genesis. I know the strength of everybody
So
on
what you're telling
Dragonwood
me
as well,
is
but like
you're partial too.
I'm partial too. I worked with Bevuni. Like there's I know what he does in terms of his thinking and his the way he crafts stuff in his head. So I'm like, and that's just saying like 9.9 versus 9.7 type stuff. Like this is super
mm,
close. Like I'm definitely I think both teams are amazing, and like I could see like any given Saturday it could go either way. But if you tell me to give somebody a leg up, I'll pick Genesis on that one.
Okay.
I won't take it to heart. I won't take it to heart.
I'm
So
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Uh,
sorry.
so now we got to start theory crafting who we think the Allsteads will put on their team whenever that time comes, because it seems like each team's got a group of brothers, and the only other brothers that I know for a fact is Philip and Luke in Tennessee. Um, so out of the two, no offense to those guys, like I feel like it's going to be the one that's got a whole wall full of plaques that people use to build a team around. So I feel like that's got to come at some point. So I really am excited about the potential of kind of the extra camaraderie built in and building deeper relationships through something as trivial as deck building and things. And I think that's part of the stuff that like happened almost like without focusing on it when Jake and Tim were working together, because somehow Jake put me in there and I was just hanging out. Like I wasn't really contributing anything, but
That
I was
was
getting all the
awesome.
goods. I was like, okay, sure. um, and I didn't do anything with it because it's not like I took the time to actually build the decks and try them or anything. But um, I could see that and knowing that could be multiply it across the community with different, small groups of people. And not to mention, there's a lot of like individual like camaraderie between, like, you've got, I think everyone knows that Josh Potratz and Jacob Airwood are pretty close. Then obviously you got the Marshalls, and then you have Emmanuel, and you're around there as the sponsor in that area. Chad's kind of the outlier because he's, a good ways away, but he's always on the Lackey Grand Prix and things. And then you've got obviously Jeremy and Jay talk and bounce things off. Tyler talks to everyone, and so like within these groups, you have people that are going to get a lot of games in already amongst themselves. So I think it actually could be a force multiplier for the game overall to get more
Definitely.
decks out
100%.
and things like that if people are in small groups concentrated doing that, and then they still keep the focus on sharing, which again with the people involved I don't think that will be a real cause for concern. But I'm excited about the potential kind of ripple effects of doing that and getting
Mhm.
more decks out there and kind of defining the meta a little bit better than we have overall the past few years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it ultimately it's going to be a positive experience. I think there isn't an insane amount. There isn't like a official prize or any sort of anything else aside from like, hey, we're just gonna within the type 1 2 player category kind of keep score, which we're still trying to iron out the details as far as points accumulated, but it'll be essence, the greater you place in type 1 2 player at the end of the category, the more points you accumulate for your point for your team. So we still have to iron out those details, but I'm sure in the next coming days or this upcoming week, that'll be kind of something that we kind of work out, and it'll be fun. I think it'll be a cool kind of sense of kind of pride, and ultimately I just think it's an extra layer that maybe
Yeah.
springboarding off of this, it could become something in the future. And in
Yeah.
a perfect world, I would like to have 3 categories that come into play, not just type 1 2 player. That was kind of my initial desire, but we don't have enough players. I know in Team Genesis that are playing like a booster or a sealed, because I kind of want to stick with probably the more popular categories, the categories that more players are playing. So obviously booster, and then teams versus sealed. I kind of like the thought of doing kind of sealed deck because that has kind of a different skill level, and I think it'd be kind of cool just to have all 3 of those categories represented, and kind of whoever wins 2 out of 3 categories would win the retailers cup is what I've been calling it lately. But maybe that's
That's
something
awesome.
for maybe next year. Yeah, if it ends up catching fire, which I hope it does, I'm gonna try to kind of you know uh, kind of stoke that flame. Then I think it'd be kind of a nice, fun, extra thing at nationals.
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of like, and this is something the not to kind of steal this thunder, but the fantasy draft that we do is kind of a similar concept, except for we're picking random players at nationals to
Hmm.
pair up and make our quote unquote team. You guys are just doing that in a season long style format, which is ironically something that Jaden, Brian, and I talked about that led to creating the fantasy draft, because we wanted to do like regional type things or getting a group of people and comparing how they perform over the course of the season, just to add another layer of competitiveness, because I feel like a lot of the tournaments outside of nationals lacks a little bit of the same competitive like drive, and some people in the community like that, and then
Right.
there's the ones that are the really competitive people, which I would say that I guess I naturally fall in with that group, that they want to be fulfilled a little bit more than what maybe the standard tournament season offers bare bones the way it has been in the past. And I think we're getting better overall as the skill gap is closed between the top players and the other players, because you can lose any random matchup with the way card design and deck building is. But
Hmm.
that kind of spearheaded what we have for the fantasy draft. Um, and I feel like this is kind of just that style of thing. and we don't have anything to give away at nationals. Like as far as like a periodic award or whatever. We've talked about doing that, and I've said that I was going to, but I have not. But it'd be kind of cool to have like a team cup or whatever, something that gets displayed at nationals. That if team sticks around or whatever, Team Genesis wins it the first year, and then Dragon Raid, and then it could
That'd
be
be
something
cool.
that kind of tracks and we have a little bit of data on, because I feel like we're in an age now to where we can capture data like that than someone wanting to know like all time who the best player of all time is based on any real data. We don't have that because that's been so hard to track and keep up with, and people have stepped away and lost data and stuff like that. But I think it'd be kind of cool to do like a team celebration type that last day for the award ceremony, have the team aspect and reward whichever team wins whatever style of competition, and give them some kind of like shared plaque or something.
Mm.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's actually something that I was kind of thinking about last 2 days is a kind of a trophy, and you kind of can add, slowly add plaques, per year. I actually have that similar style with I play, 9 holes of golf with a bunch of guys from my days at UConn, and we play 9 holes. The ninth hole is the only hole that counts, and whoever gets the best score wins there. And it's like been going on for like 8 years, and that's kind of what we've done is we have a cup, and someone's able to kind of etch in like who won what year and with kind of what score. And I think that'd be kind of cool to kind of have that trophy kind of passed around between teams, and hopefully more than two teams at some point if we can get some more teams. I don't know how that would work as far as who's sponsoring more teams. I don't know if TLG and YTG combined will each sponsor, 3 teams. But, that's definitely something that'd be cool to have, kind of like that trophy that everyone can kind of pass
Very
around,
cool.
or have TLG just hold on to it for 6+ years. That works too. Um, and yeah, I think that'd be a cool avenue to kind of go about. So if anyone has any of
Tim, you gonna
any
take that?
skills,
You just gonna let him say he's
I
gonna hold on to it for six years?
yeah, well, I am, that is something I kind of been thinking about. And if someone does have, skills in that, artistic or, carpentry, kind of handiwork with, making a trophy or something, it doesn't have to be, crazy. I'm definitely gonna probably try to outsource that, as I already have a kind of a couple things that I want to kind of focus on doing. And I might not have enough time for that, but we'll see. I'm gonna start kind of, you know, tugging on that thread a little bit in the next coming days.
Cool, cool, cool. That's all cool stuff. I think, especially for Kyle coming back to the game and just having this. I'm guessing he brushed up with this idea, playing other card games that actually have that team setup or whatnot, and then bringing that into our small community. And um, like I said, there is the potential for negative impact and stuff, but knowing people involved and some of the questions you asked people and bounce back and forth, I really do think it has the chance to be a force multiplier and a positive thing overall for the game, and just another layer to like the fantasy draft at nationals just adds another layer of fun for you know the people that are involved, mostly as the people drafting and whatever, but then sometimes the players that are getting drafted and wanting to see if they're able to help their team win or whatever. And this year we've got a few other things, not to steal this part of what we're talking about, but I hope that that's been kind of a positive overall of just adding another layer of ways to interact with the game, and I think this could do kind of the same.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was awesome.
absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for having me on. I should probably get in and we're gonna have a little bit of a late dinner, but we stay up late. We got 2 kids under 2, so that's
Yeah,
pretty normal here these days.
Very
But
true.
but yeah, thank you so much for having me on for so long, and yeah, hopefully I'll be be able to kind of talk more about this at some point in the future, and yeah, I look forward to kind of giving you guys more information, and yeah, I'm excited. 40 days from now, we'll be playing.
yep. 39 if you count the day before, since we've got the Wednesday event set up. But yes,
Oh,
it
that's
is
true.
fast approaching, fast approaching. But yeah, I'll have my people reach out to your people, and we'll set something up, and maybe we can get you back on for a full interview set up. So
Yeah,
yeah,
awesome.
Yep.
All right,
Glad you
thanks,
could join.
guys. See you,
Thanks.
John. Have a good night, and yeah,
Peace.
I'll stay. I'll maybe come in a little later and just check out to see what else you guys are talking about.
All
Have a
right.
good
Sweet.
one. That was
Sounds
awesome.
good.
Yeah. All right. See you guys.
All right,
All
Tim.
right.
Now
Hey,
that now that we've talked about Team Dragon Raid,
Team Red
um,
Raid.
what are your thoughts about the rival team? And
You got
is it
the
a true
Marshalls.
rivalry?
You got E-Man. You got See the Tree. You got Red Wing, I think.
Yep. Yep. He's Red Wing.
Yeah.
Did I miss anybody?
Emmanuel, the brothers, Josh Potratz,
Oh, and Josh.
Red Wing, and Chad.
Yeah, these are all players I respect, and we always have good games. So yeah, I'm curious to see. I wish I could be a fly on the wall of their. They probably have a Discord right now. I wish I could be a fly on the wall, just to hear what they're talking about, hear what they're saying. But
Yeah, that'd be
fortunately, I'll never
nice.
get that privilege.
You should create a team chat feature on Redemption
Exactly,
CCG
Redemption.
app, and then go in back door and just steal their communication.
Oh my goodness,
No way.
that's
Uh,
crazy. My
but
whole plan all along was to use Redemption CCG
Exactly,
to
exactly.
infiltrate.
teams I
Infiltration.
never knew existed.
Yeah.
But just want to take this opportunity to reiterate that people's decks that are private, I'm not looking at them or anything.
Yeah.
Even though I do
Sure,
have admin
sure.
privileges, even though
I
I'm
know
not on
Tim.
the
He's
team,
he's honorable.
I'm honorable. There's
He's like
trust
the
here.
Klingons. They fight with honor.
Yeah, fight with honor. I like to play fair, and I'm not trying to go Cold War CIA ops going on this. So I'm excited. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun to have dynamics here.
Yeah. I'm excited to see the back and forth of it, but I guess there was a little bit of room for a natural transition there. Now that I brought it up a little bit, and that is the fantasy draft at nationals, and I do have a few details I can share, and it's kind of ironic that we, it's kind of ironic, and I'm wondering now how drafting will be affected by people that are on teams, like because one of the people drafting is on a team, and then one of the other people drafting is on a team,
Hmm.
and then there's two of us that are not. So I wonder what the brand loyalty will be there
Yeah, you
as
gotta
we
wonder.
start doing it. But I do have some details, and again, this is with no outline, so I'll just spitball what we have, and we'll tell people. And I don't know how many of these details we've actually shared, or what's just been kind of things that I've discussed with. Um, our inner circle of people getting ready to host, and then obviously Jaden's always involved with the draft, and his brother and things, since he has been the host the past 2 years, and I think we're roping him in this year again to host. I think he's kind of penciled in there, especially since one of those cards was the Nationals fantasy draft that I made, and it included him, at a podium as if he was the commissioner. um, but we I've won the last 2 years. And I'm not saying that to say to brag or anything, but I do want to win
Brag, but
again.
I've won the last
But
2 years.
I feel like I definitely hurt my chances of winning and going to a three-peat because we ramped up the competition. Jake, you drafted that first year, and you were a little bit of a fish out of water, so to
Yep, fish
speak.
out of water.
Joe also wasn't in a great spot that first year, and then last year I feel like we had a little bit better, but no, we haven't really been truly competitive across all four drafters throughout picking players all the way down to the last round and whatnot. So we did have where people could elect to sign up. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that if you signed up, and you can, if you want to reach out and change your election now, if this changes it, I don't think we've shared this publicly, but everyone that signs up to be eligible to draft. So even if you don't get drafted, if you have no impact on the draft and the results thereof, if you entered and said, hey, I'm willing to let you draft me, if you said that, you're going to be entered in to a drawing for a box. And everyone that is eligible to be drafted by their own election is going to go into this pool of players. We're going to select one. They are going to win a box. The goal is for that box to be the alternate borders at nationals, but we can't
That'd be
guarantee that
awesome.
because of the supply and limitations there. Um, and we're working within the framework of that, but it will be for a box, and hopefully that we'll be able to make that happen. Then we are going to take everyone that is on the winning team, apart from myself. If my team wins, I'll take my name out, but I'm going to leave the other ones that draft in because I think they should be able to win. Um, but everyone that's on the winning team is going to be entered into another drawing for another box. Again, hopefully the alternate
Oh,
borders. So through the draft, there's a chance for players to win. Potentially, the same player could win two boxes through this if they're on the winning team. And, obviously they got drafted, so they were in the pool of draftable players. So that's something we're going to try to do to try to incentivize people. And then once you're on a team, to try to win so that you get that extra chance at a box. And then we're planning on drafting 9 players right now, 9 players
okay.
each. So across 4 drafters, that's 36 players. We did talk about doing kind of a lineup, kind of like fantasy draft, to where you have a bench and you have starters. But Brian did bring up, and I was a little harsh in my thing back. I was like, well, they had a chance to opt out. I don't care. But he was like, what if somebody gets hurt feelings or upset or offended some kind of way because they stayed on the bench the whole time, they never got put in the quote unquote lineup or whatever. I was like, well, honestly, it's just mostly to add an extra layer of fun. And if they get upset by that, then it sounds like they shouldn't have elected to be draftable. So I had to internalize that and realize I was coming off a little bit strong or whatever. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and then talking with Brian and Jaden a little bit more, we've decided that we're going to do 9 players per team. So that means across 4 drafters, 36 players will get drafted. And then each day, all of your players are eligible. And another reason we wanted to do the lineup thing was so a player not playing all 3 days isn't automatically ruled out of getting drafted. Like if they're playing 1 or 2 days, we wanted them to still be able to be drafted. So we built in a way to do that. The top 7 scorers on your team each day, only the top 7 scores are going to
That makes
count.
sense.
So the
That
bottom
makes a
two
lot
are
of
going to
sense.
automatically
Yeah.
fall out. So if you have all 9 playing, great. Your top 7 count. If you have a player that's not playing booster draft or type 2, then um, there is the chance that you can still have their impact for type 1 and maybe sealed. And just that first day, that's going to count as one of your scores that don't get counted. So you have a little bit of a buffer there. So you can draft players that aren't playing every day, but also we're not having to work around the fact that we might, have have to. And then it's also a matter of submitting that lineup of who is your active players and tracking that. It's just easier to say your top 7 count out of your 9, and that's how we're
Mm-hmm.
going to roll. So that's what we're doing. So we have not done anything as far as picking the draft order, but that is coming up soon. We'll probably let Jaden do that. I think he's done that the last couple of years on his channel. I just keep thinking back to when he did the Twala card or whatever for Tyler. um, but we have that, and then the 4 drafters. I'm ready to tell you who the 4 drafters are. That's the big news drop plus the box giveaways included in that. And the 4 drafters are obviously myself. We're bringing back Mr. Hiatus, Tyler Stevens. He will be
Let's
a
go.
drafter. And then to ramp up the competitive drive, I said he was one of the top 4 most competitive players in our game actively playing right now. And that is Mr. Josh Potratz. He is going to be drafting. So now, is he going to draft mostly his own team? I have no idea.
We will
Then
see.
we have on the uh, in a more neutral spot because Tyler is the one that quote unquote is Team Genesis. So more in maybe an advisory role or something like that. I there was some clarifications on his role and impact or whatever. But then the other drafter is none other than Booster Seal Jones the third, Brian Jones. Now that he's not playing and not focusing on playing at nationals, he's going to take on one of the teams. So we will have easily the most 4 most competitive players we've put together so far as their involvement and their competitive drive to want to beat the other ones, hopefully. I'm excited about it, and I think the fantasy draft this year is going to be fantastic. So, um, I think with that,
That sounds
we should
awesome.
give we should give away a Paragon deck, right? It is 8 o'clock now. I said we were
We
going to
should
give it
do that
away.
for sure.
We should do that. So let's see about giving away a Paragon deck. Let me see if Kurt can get me the updated list. There it is. Boom! Look at him, right on time, brother. So we've got a list of players here. I'm going to nobody look, but I'm going to pull up uh, AI and see if they will just select a name out of this. Pick a name. That's gonna be the prompt. Okay. Pick one of these names at random. So that's what we're gonna do. And at random, Claude Claude has picked a winner, and it's kind of ironic because there was a little conversation earlier, and without us talking about it today, I don't know that he would have signed up. But we have a winner, and I did say earlier that he might learn how to play the format with his new deck, free deck. It's Gabe Isbell. Gabe Isbell has won the Paragon deck, and that's a Paragon deck of your choice. So I'll make the arrangements with Andy and have Andy reach out or whatever, and you'll be able to tell him whichever one you want of what's available. I think they're all in stock right now currently, since they're not using any high end chase cards or anything. They should all be available, and so you get a
That's
contender
awesome.
deck. So now we've given away $200 in your turn gift cards. Jeremy and Jason have both won. We have given away a Paragon deck. So now we've got two $100 gift cards left to give away. And we also
Let's
have the
go.
12 set of commemorative cards that I had printed that are being distributed through Your Turn Games. Now, I told you I didn't put a lot of I'd put a lot of effort into building a tool to streamline, and Tim's here. Tim can tell you, Jake can tell you. I
Yeah,
built an awesome
it's
tool to make
awesome.
outlines for future podcasts, so that because one of the hardest things about podcasting in our community is going and having to grab all of the random information and the things you want to talk about and then bringing it to, usually what I do is I build a PDF through Canva, and it's just so tedious and so difficult to pull it all in, and it takes a lot out of you. By the time you've built an outline, you're like, man. And then as soon as like you get some information typed up and you come back to it a couple days later, some other information could have came out that kind of eradicates the need to talk about the information you just worked on the outline. And so if it's taking you a while to build those outlines, it just creates a little bit of a lag. But I decided I was going to build something. I went to Claude AI and he was like, you should build this as HTML. Never done anything in HTML. Built an awesome tool. Tim was gracious enough to help me set it up and give me some advice and some direction and be a resource for me with it. So he's seen it. He can vouch for it. Jake, you've seen a little bit. I don't know if you've seen the latest version, but it's a cool tool.
It's
The problem is I was having
nice.
so
I
much
love it.
fun tweaking it and building it, and it was addictive. And I was like, okay, I can make it do that, and I can make it do that. And I didn't leave myself enough time in the day to stop working on making new improvements and actually build an outline. So I don't have one, so we've done this a little crazy. So we've got 26 minutes left of our stream here, and I don't know if it's going great. I don't know if it's going bad. You've gotten some new information. We've gotten a few different people on here. Well, you know, I plan on doing some more live stuff in the future, and hopefully this is a sign of improvement over the last time we did it, and we can keep improving. And hopefully that's kind of the way that we'll just keep doing these things as we go, is a little bit of small improvements to get better. But in 25 minutes ish, because it's been 8:04 for a minute, um, we will have to give away two $100 gift cards and that set of cards. I have no idea how to do it, guys. So I'm fishing at straws here on how to give away these last three things. But I also mentioned name tags. Oh, Tim, you got your hand up? What's up?
Oh, I don't have an idea about how to give them away, but I do have just a quick little fun little thing from today in the Redemption Discord that I wanted to share
Okay.
about who you shouldn't give it to, because for the first time ever, I think that we saw someone pull double foils out of one pack at a regional tournament. It was booster draft.
Yep,
What?
I knew
What
that.
happened?
I called Jaden because I was on his video a couple of years back when GOC first came out, our phase two, and he pulled double cross. He pulled double cross.
No
And I had
way.
to call him and tell him when this news comes out because Samuel from or Sam from Texas told me about it, and DM's like right after it happened or shortly after, and I was like, "That's wild. I hope you took pictures and all of this." And
That's
then I called
awesome.
Jaden immediately, and I was like, "I just don't want you to be brokenhearted when you no longer have the most epic card pull of all time." And the fact that they're not the same foil, because I thought maybe they have a stack of the foils,
Yeah.
and as they insert them, two just got stuck together. Two different foils. That's wild.
The
That's
most epic pull of
incredible.
all time. I
It
don't
will
think,
never be beaten.
yeah, unless we see someone pull three foils, but unless there's a grave error in the packaging of how these are packaged. But the funniest thing to me, this was booster draft. So you open up a pack with
I,
two foils, you
Yeah,
have
what
to
are you gonna
pass
do?
Yep.
one.
I
You
told and
just
I
you say,
talked to
I gotta
Jaden
go.
about
I
that.
gotta
I
go.
was
I
like,
gotta go.
you forfeit the category. You just say,
Exactly.
"Hey, I'm
I gotta.
out. I'm
I gotta
not
go.
giving away a $300 card. No way, no how. I don't care. I'm just if I have that epic pull, I don't think that anyone can reasonably expect me to give away half of the excitement and benefit of that pull. I just
I think it's there's a little silver lining because at least you know you're getting a full sweet foil.
yeah.
But
I,
yeah,
I also, as a host, I don't know if this is breaking it, but if that was the first pack, I'd almost I'd have to look at the hosting guide to see. But if this happened at my tournament, I would almost offer for him to keep that pack, put it in his pocket, whatever. That's his.
yeah,
Open a new pack for the booster draft
Yeah, that
category.
sounds
But the
reasonable.
problem is that's not necessarily fair to everyone at the table. If he would by game rule be forced to pass a foil card, it's a little bit of tricky area that you don't have
yeah.
to worry about if you don't have this insane like I mean, it is technically an error, but it's also the cool factor of it far outweighs. Let's not call it an error. This is just epic. That's all it is.
On a similar note, at our last California tournament, we had someone open up a pack of. They did a sealed. They did a sealed deck, and they opened up their two packs. And I think Kurt's gonna have to confirm the details, but I think they like pulled like three ultra rares out of it. It's like some statistically
Out of a
impossible
single pack,
number
Insane.
of cards, and they had like the most stacked sealed deck ever. And people were like, "What is happening?"
uh, you out of hold on. I guess I was looking at Discord for a second. How did they pull it
So in
out of
sealed,
just
you
the
get
different
two
packs? Each
packs.
pack had an ultra rare.
Some of the packs that had more rares in it than possible. There was like two between the three packs that got pulled. The guy had apparently like two or three ultra rares, and
Mm. So an error in packing. That's cool.
yeah. So
The-
Aaron packing led to like a really stacked sealed deck. So it's kind
Fake
of like
That's
a
error in
matter.
your
crazy.
favor. Collect $25.
Yeah. I'm just like I'm glad we got these packs. I don't want to be the guy on the other seat who opens up their pack and is like, "Where's my rares at?"
Yeah, for sure. So that's an epic thing. Like that's a tournament you will never forget.
Yeah. So
Um,
congratulations, Liam, and then passed the other one to Red Wing, I think, or Jacob Arrowwood.
oh, nice. So they did stick it out and play it. Cool. That is very cool. Could you imagine being the guy on the other side of him though? It's like if it was going around that way when we opened this pack, it would have been mine. But that is definitely fun. Unfortunately, that doesn't help us with the issue at hand of how to give away these other things. But I did also mention, potentially showing off some name tags. I don't know if I don't I don't know if that's something people necessarily still want to see. Versus trying to find a way to give away these things. So why don't we put one of the $100 gift cards to the chat and tell us how should we give this away? We've got two of them to give away. I will go ahead and say at my discretion we're not going to have repeat winners. So sorry guys that have already won. what's a fun way we could do interactively here and give away a another gift card. See again the outline tool and putting these giveaways on there and having a plan to give them away would have made this so much smoother. But we're bumbling and stumbling our way through. Um, and then we have the cards to give away that are the 12 cards. I think I've shared all of those, maybe not all at one time, and I don't have them easily able to share. So I think I will. I think I'll just start going over these name tags, see if I can share these, and maybe somebody will come up with an idea. Maybe one of you guys will yell at me and say what we should do. Random name of everyone in the chat. Uh, yeah,
It's
we're
been
still
easier.
going, Chris. We were scheduled till 8:30. We've got 19 more minutes if you want to hop on and start going over stuff about the new set. Um, if someone wants to share that list of people, I just don't think I can scroll up and add all the people in the chats across different things. Like I have a master chat here that has uh, all of the things. I don't know if anybody's even watching on Riverside. I think it would just all be YouTube. So, but still scrolling up and trying to find all of the different names. Um, can we see the Son of God? We already showed the Son of God. You must have been late,
It's
bro.
so good.
We did that at the top. I didn't make anybody wait. We went right into spoilers. So I tell you what, I'll go ahead since I've had my fun sharing them and spoiling them, and they need to be there anyway. So I'll go ahead and drop them in the spoiler channel. Let me find the images real quick. Um, there's the third place promo in the chat, or I'm sorry, in the Discord, and then the first place, which is the Son of God. We'll put the spoiler tag on there. Oh, I'm soft locked, man. I'm soft locked for 12,
Soft
11,
lock.
10, 9. Come on, Gabe. Why you got come on. I'm just kidding.
That's funny. Hey, so I don't know what your plan was for filling out the last few minutes of the thing. I would love to go over some of the Route 2 spoilers that we haven't seen because we've been a
Okay.
while.
Okay. I tell you what. Let's go over them. And it's still a
Hmm.
work in progress, but let me pull up the tool and see if I can do it live and
Nice.
let's see. Let's kind of show this off real quick.
So I
I
think the
do need
last
to
one we
make the
talked about
oh
on
go
the
ahead.
podcast was like desecrate the temple. So I'm using the Redemption CCG apps spoiler list. So I've just been looking through these, and these are amazing.
Okay.
So
So, well,
um,
here's my tool that I've built, and it is hosted
mhm.
on redemptionccg.app. I didn't explicitly say that earlier because I didn't necessarily know the implications of that. I don't think it really matters, but Tim has been gracious enough to allow me to host it there. I was building it as a hostless thing that I was just gonna load into a browser and make a form and print it or save it as a PDF, and that was gonna be it. But it's so much more awesome now that I have some avenues of doing different things. But if we want to enable the spoilers, then we can go here and we can fetch the last spoilers for the last 21 days. Someone's already added Warrior Overtaken. So I guess Tim or someone's already working on that.
That's
And
awesome.
if I want to add them all to my outline to go over, I just did it. And it is sorted by Nationals 2026. It just throws up a random color here to group these quickly. So all of these that are this
That's
color
awesome.
is going to be Roots 2. This is going to be Nationals 2026. And then you can click on these here in this live view. I need to make this a little bit bigger um,
Yeah.
when it comes up potentially. But these are the root spoilers at least for the last 21 days. I don't know if you want to go any farther back if there's any you wanted to highlight, but I just when you said spoilers, I just thought I could show off the kind of how quick it is
Yeah.
and easy to add all of these
I-
images to an outline for the podcast. And
yeah, it's
then
awesome.
in the clean view, which I'll have the ability to share with guests and things, it'll take away all the functions and stuff. This is a PDF. It doesn't have, I guess, I don't necessarily need to do that. But anyway, we can just use the Redemption CCG app now to show that, to go over them Because I'm sure there's probably a couple you want to focus on that might not have been in the last 21 days.
Yeah, like there's definitely some older than 21, but even the ones in 21, like I don't even know if we'll have enough time to go over all the ones I want to cover. Like there's a lot of good cards, Roots too. Like a
Yeah,
lot of cards
Roots
that we'll see
Roots 2
play.
is
Like
ridiculous.
it is good. Tim, is there anything that stood out to you so far? I'm loving this. Golden Lampstand's really cool. Negating toss abilities, restricting evil dominance, cannot be negated on a temple artifact, tabernacle artifact. Like, come on, that's really cool. That's good for protecting combos from Evil Three Woes or Christian Martyr, like Jeremiah combos, that type of thing.
I'm also gonna hop on the artifact train where the altar of Ahaz. If we could pull that up, John, if you
Yeah,
can.
dude,
Yeah.
Altar of
Oh yeah,
Ahaz.
yeah. Let me see. I can share the
Let's
screen and
see.
then do that. Let me see. Redemption CCG app. We'll share that. You want Altar of Ahaz, which I think this is the one that someone, I think it might have been Philip Anderson, just kind of guessed at which card might be this number based
Yeah.
on groupings of what was around, and they were like, "Yeah, you've earned a free spoiler for that."
So really good job on the sleuthing. But I want to
Yeah.
point out the art here and how
Uh-huh.
just how well this looks. It looks so clean. Like look at that
Uh-huh.
gradient on the artifact
It's
background
beautiful.
and how that kind of matches with the art of the card itself.
I
This
mean,
is
this
one of my favorite cards from this set right now.
this guy's been doing redemption art as long as I can remember. Goodsalt.com guy, like he
Yeah,
does really good
Jeff
artwork. Like
Preston.
I've always enjoyed it. So really cool. Yeah, like that one's good. I like renewing the vow as your like new covenant of prayer to get anything that they if they banish your son of God, you get it back. Like that's cool. Like I'm not saying like you're gonna use this in your main 50, but like this might be that type of thing that you banished my son of God. Okay, let's see how that worked out for you type thing. So very cool on that. There's so many good things to talk about.
You know what I like about renewing the vow
Uh-huh.
is there is covenant of prayer,
Uh-huh.
and now there's this, and at a certain point with the rotation schedule that they have set forth, and that's another thing we haven't even talked about that, but that's gonna have to be episode 101, and we're gonna get back to some more focused outline type episodes, and we'll go over all that in great detail. We've got a lot of stuff to go over. It's gonna be a lot of fun doing that, but this right here takes the place of covenant of prayer
Mm-hmm.
because once it rotates out, I think it's with Rev
Exactly.
John, then this
Yeah.
is going to basically be the same thing. It's a covenant that gets a card that was banished, with the caveat that it can't be banished by you. But I think Covenant of
Yeah.
Prayer
Well,
also
that's same
includes
thing.
that.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it's kind of baked in. Like I don't know how many people realized with the rotation schedule, but as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, that's just to
I'm
get that
pretty
ability into the new card pool.
exactly. They were trying to make sure that this ability didn't leave the card pool. Speaking of vows, do we mention on the podcast yet for Babooni?
Oh no, I meant to do that. Congratulations. Hold on,
Congratulations.
dude. We're
Yes.
we're so out of practice. Let me get to my clapping. Where's my media? I got some clapping somewhere. Hold on. Oh, where are you? Oh, I'm falling apart. I'm in shambles.
He's in
Oh,
trouble.
I'm in shambles. Oh, I don't have my clapping. Maybe I got it
And
in.
that wasn't even on purpose. That just happened to come up.
Broke.
I ain't got nothing, bro. No, I'm
What's
sorry.
going on? Is that the
We'll have to.
Terminator?
Jay, come on, step up and let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
There you
Come
go.
on.
Congratulations.
Congrats, man. That's
It seems like
awesome.
all my peeps in the redemption community are changing girls' last names, and eventually the babies are going to be coming. Um, but I'm so happy for everyone going through those transitions and things. It makes me remember when that happened for me, and it's kind of a whirlwind. I think I reached out to Tim afterwards, and I was like, dude, you don't realize when you're going through it how much stuff like just is kind of a blur or whatever. So and it can be stressful too, planning an actual wedding and stuff, and how big and involved it gets. So definitely
Yeah.
take it in stride, but absolutely congratulations to you for that. And also, I was going to say if he joined, but he didn't. It's almost like it happened almost at the same time with Jaden, introducing us to Emma, It's like,
Hmm.
dang, both of my peeps are now gonna be like busy all the
Yeah,
time.
Mhm.
it's a
Yeah,
good busy though.
definitely a good busy, and definitely a lot less time than I'm used to be able to dedicate to this passion of my redemption. So thanks to everyone giving me grace to take a little step back from doing YouTube's, and also I've just been doing more work on Redemption CCG.app
Yeah.
too. So thanks guys,
Well,
appreciate it.
I tell you what, I don't know if I speak for everyone, but if you never make another video in your life, I'm okay.
You've already
For
blessed this
all
community
the stuff you've done
it's 1,000
previously with
times.
your videos and what you've done. I mean, you've built up enough stuff that, and then even this like little tool that I made, being
Yeah.
able to host it on your site, and it's just you've given us far more than we should have ever expected from anyone swooping into the community. What was it at this point? It's still within
Yeah,
it's within 3 years.
yeah. Babooni just randomly slid into the Redemption DMs, and
The redemption DMs.
it's a
It was like,
pretty
I'm here
cool
to change
journey.
your life.
You had asked me 3 years ago if I'd be sitting here looking at like a website and we can talk about spoilers, and it'd
Hmm.
just be really, it's just really surreal to see it all happen, and also these root spoilers because I played Redemption a long time ago too. So seeing all these new root spoilers of cards I used to love playing with
I know.
now printed again, this is like another layer of just excitement for me.
Well, I tell you what, speaking of finding a bride and things, my boy Sad Hendricks had to go and find this one, but he
Yeah.
did. This card is, dude, I can't tell you. In Unlimited, I am so excited about this card, being able
Mm.
to do this, get rid of an evil card. Hey,
Hmm.
Simeon, let me holla at you. Oh, I control a female. Let me get you to get rid of another evil card. Oh, I am holy. Yeah, let me get you to get rid of a third card. This
Interesting, man.
it is. This is the kind of hand control and things that Blue really needed that IR didn't quite hit the mark on. Um, and even if you just throw this into a standard Blue deck, like this is a fun one because it actually forces some kind of impact. If you if you know that they don't have hand protection or if you can get around it, which is obviously something you'll have to play around. But just for a roots level card to throw in, I feel like this is pretty impactful for
Very
Blue,
cool.
which is my little niche. I've admitted it that Genesis isn't great. I'm okay. I've gone through enough therapy that I can admit now, um, but that's one that I've been excited about.
We got Ananias up there. I'm assuming his wife Sapphira is going to have the negate all cards in battle again, so he'll be able to pull her in, but she won't interrupt him because he'll be CBI. Draw one, banned into
Oh,
test defeat, and then she's got her own namesake card that's got a cycle now to discard all cards in battle. Is not good in terms of like I don't expect you to. It'll see a lot of um play in the actual like constructed events, but if you go down to there's a cycle of discard all cards in battle for evil cards. Here it is. So the cycle is cool. Like each color has their own version, and this is all based off of Deceit of Sapphire, the original one.
the seed of
Discard all cards in battle.
Sapphira.
Hmm. So like that's really cool. I mean, that might work on her and constructed out of if she makes it CBN or something. I don't know. But anyways, that's a really cool card. It's cool that there's a whole cycle of those for all the evil brigades. And there's a cycle of TC enhancements for the good brigades. Again, this one's not super strong. It's just looking at a hand, and you get to top deck a card. You get to take it if you actually play it in battle, but
Yeah.
otherwise, it's not that strong.
No,
Um,
it's not if you play it in battle. It's if you
mhm.
have already attacked this turn
Yeah, well, like what I'm
because
saying is, I guess you can play it after in discard phase, but I'm saying like you can't you're not gonna be able to play it during prep phase and get a card is what I'm saying. So
oh yeah,
um
okay. Well,
basically
no, I mean it depends on like with your draw heroes because look at a hand you may top deck, you would get to top deck it, and if you have a draw hero, then
yeah,
you just get whatever you. It's just a little bit of extra work to
yeah,
do
yeah,
it, so
you get
it's not
extra
a
work to do it.
straightforward. But then
Hmm.
you get to just straight up take it if you've already attacked this turn. So it kind of
So
it's a card that's a search and uh,
hmm
accelerator overall, but it's a modest tempo paced card
yeah,
instead of just get your cake and eat it too. Nah, you're gonna
exactly.
have to bake it first.
And another thing here too, like this is usually worse than Angelic Guidance that we have already, but that's going to be rotating out soon. So this one will be around, and this one actually goes to reserve instead of has an option too, which the current Angelic Guidance does not go to. So it's interesting to have this cycle here. Like they're not insanely strong, but it could be useful if you just need that certain like tutoring ability coming up
Yeah.
there. So
I
very
think I,
cool.
I think also it is a very important card to have since it's in every brigade, because I do have hope that like I know they won't be super
Hmm.
competitive or anything, or even probably on the level of like challenger decks, but you should be able to take roots cards and build out close to a full 50 card deck that someone can take. And you got a
Definitely.
12-year-old kid shows up to your play group,
Seriously.
you can give
Yeah.
them this collection of cards, and at least they've got cards in the brigade and they can get through a game. And then because they're roots card, they're base level, every card that they pull from a pack probably improves on some, like there's a card in each pack is what I'm trying to say. At least one card that fits in and probably improves some level of their deck. And so it
Hmm.
it creates almost a whirlwind of like how quickly this deck can go from this is just a collection of roots cards to I'm starting to make my own, like imprint on it based on the cards I pulled from packs and things. And playing booster draft, you got a bunch of cards that fit in with this because you can target brigades if you've built a brigade based deck with
Yeah.
base level cost, almost costless cards to established players. Like a roots card doesn't cost me anything. I just go into a bulk bin and I dig around and find it. And
Hmm.
so if I can turn those and repurpose those in, I think it could be great for play group development and sharing the game with especially like younger kids, because
Yeah.
I also am a stickler for card condition, and I don't
No,
necessarily
definitely.
want to give away an expensive card to a kid immediately when I don't know much about them,
Yeah.
and then know that they could destroy that card and not really
You
take
don't
an
worry about
interest
it.
in the game.
Exactly.
And 2 weeks later, those cards are all gone,
Yeah.
and the kid's not playing or whatever, and they're damaged or whatever. But if you're giving them this, like, there's no real investment
Exactly.
except for my effort to put it together for them.
100%. Like this is the type of stuff that they could take. Oh, they left it on the playground and it got thrown away at the trash, and that's not that big a deal. Like that's cool. But one here, go back. You can go back to that one because
Oh, yeah.
oh, we are running out of time. Oh man.
No.
Oh,
Hey, I'm okay. I'm okay. Tim can drop if he needs to if you want to extend it a few minutes, because we still got stuff to give away. We got to find a way to do it.
I want to say breaking the covenant.
Breaking
Like
the covenant. Where's
so
breaking
interesting.
the?
Like anti Daniel, really? Like anti Ancient of Days decks, like negate, discard an artifact or gift enhancement. Discard all cards that share a book with that card. Like, okay, let's discard all Daniel cards on the battle. Your Greeks, your Persians, your Daniel, all your whole Daniel offense. Like, is like obviously you need to get this card to actually go through. So you might need some negate backup for this card. But like, if this card actually goes through, does this not really put a damper on Daniel decks? And
Well,
this is the
it
first time I've
it
seen it. So,
it does, but you
uh
have to hope you're not playing Daniel too,
exactly.
because it works across both players. Discard all
Yeah,
cards in
well, yeah,
play that have
you
that.
wouldn't,
So
yeah, like,
right, but I'm saying like I feel
yeah,
like right now, while the meta is so Daniel
uh-huh,
reliant
centric.
and has such a
Hmm.
Daniel has such a large market share of what people are playing, there's going to have to be a conscious effort of a player to either try to make sure you're not going to ever hit your own stuff with this, but you're almost, if you're going to play this in your deck, I don't think you're also playing ways to necessarily. I feel like you just dedicate to you're going to take out Daniel and hopefully use this card as one of the ways to do it, and you're playing some other offense.
Hmm.
But then, one of the best ways to play this is with like Ahasaurus or whatever his name is.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yes.
so I mean, you lose him, you give him up to do this. Sure,
Hmm.
I mean, I guess, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how people take to this card and how it shapes up, and its immediate and then continual impact. I don't know that it'll be that great, honestly. I think it'll be like one of those things to where, I mean, we already have Romans destroyed Jerusalem, for example. It was
Hmm.
like, wow, it's out there. You had House Divided. It was out there when GOC dropped, and those never really made an impact.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
So I feel like this one's probably going to fall in line with that. What do you think, Tim? You're the master deck builder of us.
I hopefully will see more battles being determined by enhancements and less dominance. So if the meta goes that way, then breaking the covenant could be a good way to just really surprise some decks out there.
Hmm.
Yep. So I guess we're at that crossroads. It is time,
Yes.
but we do have a couple of things to give away. So, Jake, I'm putting you on the spot. You got $100 gift card to give away. How are you going to give it away? You here's the caveat: you don't have to give it away right now. You can tell people you're going to come up with some game to play or whatever, and you're
Okay.
going to give that away. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it can be in the next couple of days. It can be right now in Discord, whatever, when we get off. Tim, I'll do the same thing. I got another gift card. I'm gonna let you pick how to give it away. I'm gonna put you guys on the spot.
Copy that.
So you guys have to
Okay.
find a way, you know, to and obviously these are done by way of Your Turn Games and also donations to the podcast to cover the cost of these up front, so Andy doesn't eat it all. We got the Paragon deck given away. I'm gonna come up with some way to give away the 12 card set of the commemorative cards. I'll find a way to do that and handle that on my end. You guys are going to be giving away um, the gift cards, and I feel like I'm not Jesus or anything, but I feel like you're the disciples and you're being sent out. Go and bless the people here. Figure it out. What you got, Jake?
What we think? I'm thinking about this is gonna be on YouTube, right? We're gonna have this uploaded to
This,
YouTube.
this is on
Cool.
YouTube and it will stay there and live
Okay.
forever in my streams. People will be able to go and find it. I am also going to take the audio. It's being saved through Riverside, video and that, but I'm just going to pull the audio and have them run it through AI editing to clean it up a little bit as far
Okay.
as leveling out things. I'm not going to do any editing, taking anything out, anything stupid I said or you said. None of that's going away. Old buddy coming in here with a hot mic and scaring Jeremy half to death. That's going to live forever in this
Yes.
episode. And I might put like the intro at the beginning and then the closing at the end, and then it's going up on Podbean, so people will go and be able to go and listen to it, and it will also just catalog it as part of our episode and put it on our landing page and stuff.
Good. Good.
So
Good.
that'll be there, but the YouTube version will stay available as
I
well.
I think we'll do for this one. And tell me if you think it's okay. We'll do YouTube. If you like and comment, you'll be entered in. Well, about Wednesday next week, I'll do a drawing from those who have liked and commented on our video on YouTube.
Okay. Okay,
Oh man,
that
that's a
that sounds
lovely
perfectly
idea.
fine. Or you could even do something like whoever says the coolest thing or the nicest thing about Jake will get. So now everybody has to go and just give you all kinds of
Okay.
compliments.
Whoever says the nicest thing about the episode will get entered twice on the list. I'll put your name in twice, and then we'll run the list.
It sounds fishy, doesn't it, Tim? He's already doing double entry.
Hmm.
Okay, well, I'm gonna find a way to give away. I don't have any ideas on that, but by the time we record next, people will have won these, or we will be announcing next time we record on those. I'm also going to go ahead and on record. I don't care if it's just me by myself. We will have an episode in 2 weeks. So assuming, let's say 2 weeks from, we had been releasing mostly on like Monday or Tuesday, whenever I could finish editing. So from Monday or Tuesday, within 2 weeks. So you will get another episode in June. We are not going to ghost you for, another month and a half. So I'll give you that.
You
So
got it, dude.
anything you guys want to say as we leave the fine people? And thanks everyone for watching along. I know it might have been a train wreck at times, especially getting off the ground a little bit, not having an outline and wayfinding through this. We weren't able to pull in some of the guests we had invited, had some connection issues with John, didn't get to really have those conversations, but that's all cool because we can bring John back on episode 101 when we talk about that, maybe even Tyler, since we had plans to go over those format changes and all of that. I don't know what we'll do, but within 2 weeks. But I've had a blast being able to actually just press the record button and be able to talk and hang out with you guys. I'm glad we were able to give away some stuff. I've had a blast. I want to thank the people that did join me. Tim, hanging around. I know a lot of it you were just kind of hanging out, but hey, monkeys hang. That's
A
cool.
monkey.
Monkeys hang around.
Um,
I wanted to say something, John. Like,
Sure.
just kind of somebody who's not regular on the podcast, but has been an avid consumer of it. It's like this is the 100th episode. That's a big number. That's a big landmark. I just wanted to just reiterate the celebration of that and say thank you from the audience perspective that I have. And it's been fun to see you come out with new topics and new ideas for the segments, and I loved like the little personal touches you give to the podcast to make it sound as best as it can with like the audio intros that that cost a lot of money, but are really fun. So just
They are definitely fun.
so we see the time and we see the sacrifice, and we know it's hard to put out something out regularly for 100 episodes. But the 100 episodes, that's not something a lot of podcasts get to. So just want to
Yeah,
say
very nice.
congrats and and thank God for helping give you the motivation to keep doing this. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Hmm.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, and hopefully we're here for another 100 episodes, maybe with a little bit more regularity. Maybe we can find some of that regularity we started out the gate with when I was like
Hmm.
gung ho. Every week you're getting an episode. Um, Maybe we can get somewhere in there. I'm always talking about that. I feel like we've spent a lot of the I don't know, the last like 40 episodes or stuff talking about maybe we can get some kind of regular schedule. But I think that's the perfect thing about this is I'm not making money off of this. In fact,
Hmm.
I have sponsorship to help me make sure that it doesn't cost me money to do this, because
Yeah.
otherwise it cost me a lot of money to maintain. Even, the times when we're not recording every month, I'm still paying the monthly fee for, um, you know, I pay by the year for the thing. So, but you still break it down. There's still in downtime of recording. There's still money being paid for hosting and things, and having access to Riverside in case the time lines up to do that. But I think it's called almost like a perfect thing to show that I'm not making money off of this. It's got to be a hobby, and it's a way that I balance that, and it's crossroads with life, especially now with like Jake having a kid or whatever. Not or whatever, not like in a disrespect way. Just put that out there. But
Whatever, you know.
whatever. But you're having to see that and go through that. And I've got the nephew situation and all of
Hmm.
that. Also, we're both busy with work and lives with our families outside of all of that. And I think it's just kind of it's a nice subtle reminder that even though it's fun to record, knowing that the times when I can't record because I've got other stuff going on, is there's a lot of people that don't have full engagement of life with others and things, and trying to put that in perspective and acknowledge the benefits of that side of it too has kind of been a sobering thing. When I think about it, and I feel bad about the fact that we haven't gotten episodes out and things. So I think it kind of serves as that nice little reminder. But I guess for 100 episodes, I know that we started on episode 76. So I'm not sure about the full gamut of what the numbers were for Brad or anything, but that means that you're a quarter of the way to 100 episodes with the podcast as co-host, Jake. So I
Just
might
a
have been
few of
here
them.
for 75 episodes more than you,
Yeah.
but you've been here for a while now. So
Yeah. I'll
congratulations on
try to
you
do
hitting.
better. I'll try to do better.
You're a quarter of the way to triple digits.
I'm sitting here with two pillars of the community. You, 100 episodes, and Babooni Tim with all these things he's done for the community. I'm just this humble servant trying to help y'all. Y'all are doing amazing. I'm just glad I'm along for the ride.
Yeah. So definitely want to thank again all the people that listen and support the podcast, the people that donated. Um, I wish I could name drop them, but I don't feel like that's my place to do. But we had several people, support the fact that we're giving away $400
Four
in gift
hundred
cards,
dollars.
and then a $75 Paragon deck, and then
Mm-hmm.
on top of that, the little throw in for the cards or whatever.
The brand new
Feels
car. Yeah.
feel well. You get a car. You get a car. But I'm super thankful. I'm humbled, and I'm glad you guys have stuck around. And hopefully you've enjoyed the ride through 100 episodes, and we're on to the next 100. Episode 101 coming at you within the
Let's
next 2
go.
weeks. So I think we're gonna sign off there. Any last words? It's your last chance. All right.
It's
Nope.
just
All
been a
right.
blessing.
Roll
God
Tide.
bless.
Peace.
Peace.